Tonight, 43 degrees at
the day here at Arrowhead Stadium in Kansas City as we get ready for the Cleveland Browns and the Kansas City Chiefs. Cleveland and San Diego with the best records in the AFC at 8-2. Miami and Pittsburgh at 7-3. Kansas City vying for a playoff berth at 6 up and 4 down. But the sputtering Chiefs saw time run out on them last week in their 1-point loss to the Chargers. Joe Montana and his Chiefs have dropped 2 of their last 3 games, while the Cleveland Browns, with a solid performance at the Vet in Philadelphia, defeated the Eagles 26-7 to make it 7 wins in their last 8 games. Hi, everybody. Marv Albert, along with Paul Maguire. Well, it will be Mark Rypien at quarterback for the Browns. Vinny Testaverde, coming back from the concussion, will be available, but Rypien the starter. And, Paul, this is a Cleveland team that is based on ball control, very physical defense, and spectacular special teams play.
What a great special teams they have. With Eric Metcalf returning punts and Randy Baldwin, who leads the National Football League with an average of 30 yards per return, they give Mark Rypien and the Cleveland Browns their best field position they've ever had. And when I talked to Rypien the other day, he said, hey, look, it's easy to play offense when they give you this kind of field position. Marv?
And Cleveland going up against a injury-hit Kansas City team. 7 starters among the missing. Randy Baldwin, Eric Metcalf are back deep. Cleveland winning the toss and receiving the kickoff. Here is Metcalf. Out across the 25 and taken down at the 29-yard line. An 18-yard return by Metcalf. A look at the injury list. And a very impressive list of players.
Well, one guy big on defense is Neil Smith, because the Cleveland Browns, we were talking about him. When you play the Chiefs, you worry about Derek Thomas and Neil Smith. Now Smith is gone. They can concentrate all their offensive energies on Derek Thomas.
Marty Schottenheimer telling us, although he does not want to use injuries as an excuse, it is the worst that a Schottenheimer team has ever suffered in terms of injuries. The Browns starting out at their 29-yard line. And the handoff goes to Leroy Horde. Leroy Horde has been a revitalized player the past several weeks as he's taken over for the injured Tommy Vardell. A look at the Cleveland offense up front: Tony Jones, Doug Dawson, Steve Everett, Bob Dahl, and the 6'7", 325-pound Orlando Brown now at right tackle, making his 3rd straight start. Rypien the quarterback, Metcalf and Horde the running backs. Derek Alexander back from the ankle problem. Mark Carrier, Brian Kinchin the other receivers. And Michael Jackson, who made his return from the hamstring injury last week, is available as the 3rd wideout. A 2nd down and 6. Metcalf looked like he stumbled momentarily on the turf. It is a very muddy field, and he was met by the middle linebacker Tracy Simeon. Kansas City up front, Pella McDaniels for the injured Neil Smith. Smith, remember, leads the AFC with 11.5 sacks. Phillips, Saliamoa, and Nickel. Up front on that Kansas City defensive line, Derek Thomas with 7 sacks. Tracy Simeon, George Jamison are the linebackers. Jay Taylor for the injured Mark Collins, and Charles Vincey for the injured David Whitmore. When they go to the nickel, Darren Anderson and Doug Terry check in. And there's Neil Smith watching in the rain on the sideline. It's a 3rd down and 4, and a big hole for Ernest Biner. And he has a 1st down run out by the right corner, Dale Carter. And Paul, this weather made to order for the Cleveland Browns style of pounding the football.
And the thing that they did last time is this last play is they ran right at Derek Thomas. Look at Derek Thomas, 58. Watch him come upfield. They just turn him out. Once they turn him out, they sealed inside, and Biner gets downfield for the 1st down. They're going to run at Thomas.
So a 1st down at the 44-yard line. Bill Belichick, who has done an excellent job. Now things have turned around from last season when he was involved in the Bernie Kosar controversy. He didn't remind his team during the course of the week, as you see Horde take it, he reminded his team that, hey, we're 8 up and 2 down, but there's a long way to go. Last year, Miami was 9-2 and then lost 5 straight, did not make the playoffs. He mentioned the 1986 New York Jets, who opened at 10-1, and then they staggered into the playoffs while losing their last 5 games.
He still didn't tell you who was the quarterback.
Yes, he would not reveal, but we had our ways, Paul.
Yeah, I know. Yes, we got it out of Leroy Horde.
And now you're going to get Bill Belichick annoyed.
No.
Leroy Hoare.
Well, Leroy was just trying to help
You
himself.
kind of tricked him into it.
Yeah. You did. I didn't.
Second down and 7. Off the play action, Rypien throws a bullet behind Metcalf. And it brings up a 3rd and 7.
Well, Rypien didn't have to throw the ball that hard. Metcalf was open. And he not only threw it hard, but he threw it behind him. He didn't have a chance to catch the ball.
Last week, after the impressive road victory over the Eagles, Bill Belichick gave every player a game ball because he felt that everyone contributed.
You know, it's nice that when you can give the game ball to 50 or 46 players and it doesn't come out of your pocket.
Oh, yes. He did say that the president and owner of the Browns, Art Modell, would be delighted to handle the bill. You saw the tight end Kinshin stumble. And Rypien goes deep. And the catch made by, incomplete. Mark Carrier, the intended receiver. He was covered by Jay Taylor.
Doug Terry was coming on a blitz, and the Cleveland Browns in their offensive line, did they pick this thing up? Watch the blocking. Rypien has all the time he wants to throw the football. The ball is thrown short to the outside. Excellent coverage on the defensive side of the field. But they did have great blocking up front. Jay Taylor was there on Carrier, but the blocking was super.
And the punting unit checking in. Tom Tupa will punt to Dale Carter. Carter back at his 10-yard line. And it is down around the 20. 33-yard punt by Tupa. We'll be right back. And down season for Joe Montana, who of course hasn't been helped by all the Kansas City injuries. We talked with Michael Dean Perry of the Browns and asked, what is the game plan against Montana?
I think what we have to do today is put pressure on Montana early and put pressure on him up the middle, because he likes to step up and throw the ball so he can have the whole field to see. And if he can't step up and we hit him early, I don't care what you have seen in the past for 16 years, nobody likes to get hit. And so we have to get to him early.
Yes, they will look to rattle Montana early in the game. First play, though, goes to Kimball Anders, and he was stopped by the outside linebacker, Frank Stams. A look at the Kansas City offensive line. Derek Graham at the all-important left tackle position for the injured John Alt, bothered by a back problem, so Ricky Sigler is back as a starter at right tackle. The quarterback is Montana. Greg Hill for Marcus Allen, along with Kimball Anders in the backfield. Martin, Dawson, and Walker, the receivers. Hughes comes in when they go 3 wide. Willie Davis, as you saw earlier, also sitting it out. Again, it's to the ground. It's Greg Hill, the rookie out of Texas A&M. A look at the Cleveland defensive line. They played very well. Burnett, Johnson, Perry with 2 sacks last week, showing some signs coming along. 2 sacks against the Eagles. Pleasant, the right defensive end. The linebackers, Banks, Pepper, Johnson, who leads the Browns in total tackles, and Stams, Langham, and Griffin at the corners. Griffin, a one-time 49er teammate of Montana. Moore and Turner are the deep men. Jacobs and Caldwell come in the nickel package. It's a 3rd down and 3 at the 27-yard line. Montana off the roll and completes at the first down marker to the tight end, Derek Walker. Looks to be a drop short of the first down.
You know they're not going to try and go deep. They're just going to try to throw the ball out. This is Montana style. Let's pick up, get the short pass, and let the receiver try to run for the first down. That time it didn't work. Defense played very well.
So Metcalf and Carrier are back deep as Louis Aguiar comes on to punt for the first time. He's back at his 15. Last week, Aguiar tied a Kansas City franchise record with 11 punts against the Chargers.
That's one of those records you don't want to have.
And Aguiar with a short punt. Well, he did prevent a return, and it was muffed. Recovered by the Chiefs.
That's a bad call because Carrier is down. They've got to overturn this call. Carrier was down. Someone was on his back when he was on the ground, and he fumbled the ball. This will not stand up. It shouldn't. When the man is down on the ground cannot cause a fumble. Remember that. It is Cleveland Browns' ball. It's got to be.
And And apparently that is the call, because the Browns are very happy and heading back to their sideline after the brief discussion with the officials. And let's get the official word from Howard Rowe. And apparently the audio affected by the rain.
Well, what he said was down by contact, and that's the thing. Carrier does the right thing. He doesn't let the ball roll. Now watch, he is on, when he catches the ball, he's down. Now he's on the ground. When he's on the ground down, now he gets hit. When you're down, the ground can't cause a fumble. This is an excellent call.
So the Browns maintain possession and start out from their 35-yard line. And it's Leroy Hoard driven back. A loss on the play. Leroy Hoard, who comes in averaging 4.7 yards per carry. That is second in terms of average to Barry Sanders of Detroit. Last week, 86 yards on 21 carries against the Eagles.
And I like the things he was saying to us yesterday, that, that he came in, he took a cut and pay. They actually cut him, then they brought him back with less money. And he said he came into camp in the best shape he's ever been in. He said they're going to have to give me a reason to cut me.
All right, the draw for Hoard. And he gets to the 39, met by the outside linebacker, George Jamison. Bill Belichick saying that both Hoard and Baldwin, who were cut and then re-signed, came back with more maturity, a bit more humble, and also both took cuts in pay.
Yeah, they did. But when you look at Baldwin, what he has done, he is the only player in the National Football League on kickoff returns that is averaging 30 yards or better in the entire National Football League. That's terrific.
It's a 3rd and 6 from the 39. Hoard, the lone deep back. And Rypien pops it out to the tight end, Kinchin. And he dives to the 45. We'll have to see where they spot the ball. It's covered up by Carter. Needed the 45 for a first down.
Well, the one marker is on the other side of the 45. He may be about the nose of the ball short on this thing. But you have a great defensive football team. You're at the 45-yard line. The offense knows where they're going. The field is slippery. I think you go for it.
8:38 remaining in the first quarter. The Chiefs and the Browns are scoreless. Second possession for Cleveland. Kansas City had one, and it is short of a first down.
It's just, the ball, and this is a big decision for Belichick. And I think you go for it. I mean, you've got a strong defensive football team. You have a muddy field again. There isn't much traction. And the offense, again, they know where they're going to put the ball. You've got a big quarterback like Rypien. And don't make any mistakes. Walk up, touch the center, and go.
And the decision is to go for it. Jones, Dawson, Everett, Gall, and Brown up front. And apparently a timeout being indicated.
Well, the Chiefs can't get the right combination on defense on the field.
Kansas City forced to take a timeout. There was some confusion in terms of the alignment.
NFL on NBC is brought to you by Microsoft. Where do you want to go today?
Well, Kansas City had to burn an early timeout last week. They took a timeout in the third quarter that cost them down the stretch. Bill Belichick, during the course of that timeout, sent the punting unit onto the field and then either trying to confuse the Chiefs even more so, or changed his mind because they are going for it.
Well, he had the punting unit out there and the offense out there. And then the punting unit just left, and now Rypien, maybe they're going to try and drop him out. Oh, they moved.
And the flags come flying. Rypien trying to get the Chiefs to jump.
Well, they did throw a flag.
Obviously, the microphone on the referee, Howard Rowe, is not working. So the call against the Browns.
I think it's Bob Dahl, number 72. It'll be a right guard to be right in here. They're going to move. And once he moves across the line, once you're set, you've got to stay set. Keep your eye right there. There he moves.
now the punting unit has come on. That's Tom Tupa in his 6th year out of Ohio State, punting for the 2nd time. Dale Carter, averaging about 8 yards per return, is back at his 8th. No score with 8.5 remaining in this first quarter. Beautiful punt by Tupa. And here's Carter going wide out to the 25. Penalty flag is dropped. Nice return by Carter, run out just inside the 40 by the punter. Tupa, 44-yard punt and a 22-yard return, but let's check out the penalty.
Hey, the guy that's got his head down is Ron Dickerson, and he was the guy that hit the punter a week ago, and this may be against number 23. Would have to read lips to get it. Number 23, pushing it back. Here it is. Watch his lips.
Yes, illegal block in the back
by number 23.
Okay. Appears to be on Dickerson. We'll be back in number 3 in career completions and climbing coming into today's game.
However, this area, he loves to throw the ball. Here he comes.
And he swings it out. Able to connect with Lake Dawson. Frank Stams on the stop. Let's check in with Greg Gumbel for this update.
All right, Marv, at Foxborough, the Patriots are on the board against San Diego. Drew Bledsoe threw 70 times last week. Gets a 28-yard touchdown pass here. Leroy Thompson scores with the extra point. The Patriots lead the Chargers 7-0 in the first quarter, Marv.
All right, Greg, a 2nd down and 4 at the 16-yard line. 8 minutes remaining in this first quarter. Eric Turner making the stop on Kimball Anders. And it's a first down for Kansas City.
The blocking up front, and this is where it's going to be critical. And when you look right in this area in here, they're going to try to move out Michael Dean Perry out of the middle, and also Bill Johnson, number 94. And this is where they make the block. Frank Stams gets blocked. You know, Bill Johnson, when you're talking about him playing today, the only 2 losses the Browns have is when he has not played.
And a first down at the 23-yard line. A short pickup by Donnell Bennett, the rookie from Miami, a 2nd-round draft pick. Went for 2 on the play.
Well, they are exchanging everybody in this game. Here it is, Bennett up there, Michael Dean Perry making a hit at the line of scrimmage. He doesn't make the tackle, but they're interchanging an awful lot of people.
Donnell Bennett in the backfield now, carrying the ball for only the 16th time. A very strong physical inside runner. A 2nd down and 8 at the 25-yard line. 6:45 remaining in this first quarter. Montana off the roll. Fumbled it. And it is recovered. Combination of Will Shields, the right guard, and Joe Montana. Very difficult conditions. And the Kansas City Chiefs have certainly had their problems in the rain, in the mud here at Arrowhead. They have gone 0-2 under these circumstances.
All right, here comes Bill Johnson upfield, and watch, he pulls Montana's hand away. Rob Burnett is also upfield with him, but this is that defensive line. They want to pursue. They want to get right in Montana's face. And if you notice, Montana's doing more rollouts now than he ever did before.
Bill Johnson gets credit for a sack. A 3rd down and 16. And the pass incomplete. Intended for the tight end, Derek Walker.
Derek Walker looked like he wasn't even looking. Montana's going to come up and throw the ball to the outside. He is looking at only one person, Walker. Look at this. Walker just pulls away, pulls his hands down. He really doesn't have a chance. We look at Montana after the throw. He's like, come on, what are you doing?
So Louis Aguiar coming in to punt from inside his 5. Again, both Metcalf and Carrier are back. This because of the poor field conditions.
Oh, good kick.
And a play by Carrier. Mark Carrier broke a tackle. Being chased by Aguiar. Carrier down to the 20. Mark Carrier is hit out of bounds at the 6.
You know I'm an going to tell you something. Special teams, we talked about this. This is what they do. We talked about Metcalf and we talked about Baldwin. But you know who gets the best block? It's Eric Metcalf, number 21. Here he is. Watch what he does. Here he comes. Here, watch Metcalf. Watch the block that he gets. He comes across. That's Dickerson, and bam! He is on the ground. Now, this is where the special teams take over. Now you got to add to Metcalf and Baldwin. Let's add Carrier. And I'm going to tell you something else. The player's going to laugh him down because he gets caught by Aguilar, the punter. Yes. They'll run this back about 100 times in the special teams meeting.
49-yard punt and a 60-yard return for Mark Carrier. First and goal at the 6-yard line. Ford with a short pickup. Derek Thomas on the tackle. As we keep telling you, they are the best special teams unit in the National Football League.
Well, one of the reasons the Carrier's back there because of the speed and also with Metcalf is they have, on a rainy day like this, they call the good hands people. They want these guys in the ball game. So you see all the blocking, the Carrier sets up most of them, and then Aguilar actually saves this touchdown.
It is a second and goal at the 5. Ford, the lone D-back, Metcalf in motion. Rypien looking that way. Rypien incomplete. Charles Mincy on the coverage of Eric Metcalf.
Remember what he said yesterday to us when you're talking about Rypien. He said, you know, it's so easy. Here comes Metcalf. Now I'll get back to this in a second. He's I don't know if he's the main target or not because the ball is over. He's being pulled down. But when we're talking to Rypien, he said, how easy is it when you get the ball in great field position because of the special teams? And here's a classic example of it. And they want 7.
Third and goal at the 5. 5 minutes remaining in a scoreless first quarter. And it's fumbled by Rypien. Recovered by the Chiefs. The middle linebacker, Tracy Simeon, comes up with the ball.
It really looked like the ball might have been centered early. And they didn't have the snap count. You can't make mistakes down here. Steve Everett, number 61, is the center. Rypien is underneath the center. And watch everybody if they're moving. You see that? Hold on. He was not ready. It looked like it was centered early.
So the Chiefs will take over deep in their territory.
Wendy celebrates one picture, but watch, keep in mind, these two guys and these two guys. Watch when the ball snaps. They don't move at all. Watch. See it? Now they move. Rypien was looking someplace else. Everett centered the ball early.
And the Chiefs start out from their 6-yard line. And they go to the ground, but a penalty marker is down as Greg Hill got the call. Frank Stans on the tackle. Kansas City trying to establish a running game. That is not done well. 17th in the league. They average only 98 yards a game.
Offside, number 98 defense, lined up in the line of over the line of scrimmage. 5-yard penalty, repeat first down.
Neutral zone. They're trying to neutral zone. But if you take a look at the Chiefs' 3 drives, they start at their own 20, their own 10, and their own 6. They're glad to start at their own 6 on this one here because they recovered the fumble.
And the Kansas City Chiefs coming into today leading the NFL with 18 fumble recoveries. Tracy Simeon coming up with number 19. It's a first down and 5 at the 12. And Montana able to complete out at the 25-yard line. Lake Dawson, the rookie from Notre Dame, with a 15-yard gain. He was brought down by the strong safety, Stephon Moore.
Boy, you talk about, you know, they're hurting in the offensive line. They're hurting everywhere. Watch along in here, folks. You're going to see this offensive line. Look at the protection that Montana has. And now you see Dawson. He just sets into that zone. He's wide open. Stephon Moore is trying to cover it. They release into the zone. See the zone? With all that time, Montana has a chance to find Lake Dawson.
First down at the 27-yard line. 4 minutes remaining in the first quarter. Again, Montana able to complete. This time connects with Chris Penn. Penn, the rookie from Tulsa. So Marty Schottenheimer doing a lot of shuffling here. in the early going. Well, with all the injuries that have been suffered, J.J. Burden, question mark because of a back problem, has been in there, but he's been going with 5 receivers.
Now, that looked like man-to-man because Don Griffin, number 28, was on Penn coming all the way across. So they were in a man-to-man. You know, it's different. You look at Kansas City, they'll throw the ball. Look at Cleveland. They don't want to throw the ball.
Chiefs have a 2nd and 4 from their 33. And it is back to the Browns. Janelle Bennett getting his 2nd carry of the day. Pepper Johnson made the stop close to the first down. Let's go to Greg Gumbel for this update.
All right, Marv, in Cincinnati, a Bengals first quarter turnover proved costly. The Colts recovered, drove Marshall Faulk from a yard out, his AFC leading 11th touchdown. The Colts are leading the Bengals 7-0 late in the first, Marv.
All right, Greg. Cincinnati has become an interesting scenario with Jeff Blake taking over at quarterback and has really gotten things going. It is a first down for Kansas City. First down at the 38-yard line. 2:45 remaining in the first quarter. The surge by Bennett. Bennett accelerating. Stopped by Frank Stams. A short pickup. Carl Banks also involved on the tackle. A reminder, this Thursday, Thanksgiving night at 8/7 Central, a comedy hit and a new holiday tradition. Macaulay Culkin stars in Home Alone. And then Jerry Seinfeld salutes one of the great comedy teams of all time, Abbott and Costello. You see outtakes and home movies and their best bits, including one of your favorite, Paul.
Who's on first?
Yes, that's right. Jerry Seinfeld beating Abbott and Costello. An end around for Dawson. And he's tackled at the 43 by Pepper Johnson. Pepper Johnson, who signed as a free agent with the Browns last season after he was cut by the Giants, a mainstay with the Giants for 7 years.
On a wet field, this play just takes too long to develop. Watch this. It is an end around. And here comes Lake Dawson, which, reverses I don't like. But Pepper Johnson makes the play. He is upfield, makes the stop for about a 1-yard gain.
I didn't know that. You don't like reverse.
No, I don't like that. Under any circumstances. Thank you.
It's a 3rd down and 4 at the 44. Off the play action. Looks to be some confusion.
Well, I'll tell you the confusion. The confusion is that number 58, Carl Banks, was in Montana's face. And you know who was covering on the outside? Michael Dean Perry was covering on Bennett. I mean, it is unbelievable. Michael Dean Perry, they run a blitz with Carl Banks, and he gets in the face to the right of the screen. Now watch where number 92 ends up. See Bennett coming out? Oh, no, it's Kimball Anders. Excuse me, Kimball Anders coming out. Covered by the versatile Michael Dean Perry.
So, Louis Aguiar is back to punt. The last punt returned 60 yards by Carrier. Here he comes again. And this time he's well covered. Stopped as he crossed the 20. A 41-yard punt and a 6-yard return. So the Browns will start out from their 21-yard line. Well, Thanksgiving Day, this coming Thursday, NBC Sports with a very fine-looking matchup for you, starting with NFL Live at the special time of 12 noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific. Buffalo and Detroit matching two of the NFL's best running backs. Thurman Thomas of the Bills and Barry Sanders of the Lions. Buffalo and Detroit, Thanksgiving Day, starting with NFL Live at the special time of 12 noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific, right here on NBC. Bills in front of Green Bay today, 14-0, trying to bounce back.
Well, they're a team. You just don't know which team's going to show up.
Mark Rypien at quarterback for the Cleveland Browns. We come up on a minute remaining in the first quarter. Metcalf, the intended receiver. It will be a 2nd down and 10. This is the best start in nearly 30 years for the Browns. The last time the Browns started this well, 1965, when they won 10 of their first 12 and finished the season at 11-3, but they lost the NFL championship game at Green Bay. The Browns have won 7 of their last 8. They come in at 8-2, 1 game in front of 7-3 Pittsburgh in the AFC Central. Play action. And Rypien, incomplete again, intended for Metcalf.
That ball just floated on him. But the one thing you do, I like what they're doing now. Throw the ball in the rain. The offense, you know where you're going to go. The receivers can make cuts, can do a lot of things. And the defense, on that last play, Keenan McCardle, number 87, was downfield all by himself. But Rypien chose to throw the ball to Metcalf.
Mark Rypien, a player who went from Super Bowl most valuable player with the Redskins in '92 to the bench in a very short time. He turned down a major cut in salary, released, signed with Cleveland last May. There were some reports that his arm was shot, skills were questioned, but he told us yesterday that he knew he could play. He's done a nice job the last 2 weeks, but having his problems here, that pass intended for Derek Alexander, so Rypien is now 1 for 7.
I mean, he's just throwing bad passes. Now, I know the ball is wet, and the ball is coming out slippery from the center, but he is really throwing bad passes. And another thing I'm watching here, too, is the offensive line and the tight end. They're just picking up Derek Thomas. They're having two people. They're chipping him first and then let the lineman take him.
This figures to be a very busy day for the two punters, Aguiar and Tupa. Here's Tupa for the third time with Carter back at his 40. And Carter let it bounce. And it is slapped out of bounds around the 40-yard line by Benny Thompson. A 39-yard punt. So it will be a 1st and 10 from the 41-yard line. Marty Schottenheimer, one-time head man of the Cleveland Browns. Faced the team he used to coach on 3 previous occasions. Only 3 Browns remaining from the Schottenheimer era. Ernest Biner, who went to Washington, then came back. Tony Jones and Michael Dean Perry. Schottenheimer against the Browns is 1 win, 1 loss, and 1 tie. Montana off play action. Montana with the completion to Greg Hill.
You talk about composure. You talk about knowing where every single player is on the field. Now, Frank Stamms is down, number 50 for Cleveland, the linebacker. But Montana, I mean, the pressure's on. He just knows where people are. Just watch what he does. Play action. There's a fake. Now, he's going to find Hill because he knows Hill's sitting over there. Watch this. Turns around before he's hit, gets the ball to Hill. They pick up 8.5 yards on the play. You talk about knowing where you are and where everyone else is. Boom.
Down to 25 seconds to go in this first quarter. Joe Montana 5 for 7 here in the early going for 37 yards. And they're still checking out the linebacker Frank Stamms. For the Kansas City Chiefs, who come in at 6 and 4, it has been a roller coaster season. They won their first 3, lost 2, then won 2. They've lost 2 of the last 3. And check this out: in the 6 wins, they've averaged just under 24 points per game, 399 yards per game average. And in the 4 losses, they've gone the other way. They have not been able to score, and that's been the story in recent weeks.
You know, and you watch them last week against the San Diego Chargers. Now, granted, they were up 13-0, and a couple of plays, Ron Dickerson ran into the punter, and it cost them getting the ball back. They also had a chance. Dale Carter had a chance to pick up a fumble and run for a touchdown, but in the process, Darren Mickle runs up and whacks him and knocks him off the ball, and San Diego gets it back again. So they've had a lot of problems, but the most important thing, like that graphic proves, they're not moving the football.
And they come in hard hit by as the left tackle, John Alt, because of a back problem. So Derek Graham is the starter at left tackle. Back to the ground. And it is a first down for Hill as this first quarter comes to a close. The Chiefs and Browns are scoreless after 1 here at Arrowhead. Arrowhead, where, Paul, as you're well aware, this year they made the transfer to natural grass from AstroTurf. You may wonder what happened to the AstroTurf. Well, the Kansas City Chiefs marketing people have put it up for sale. We have a coaster set. Let me check the turf coaster set. $34.95 a piece.
Ooh,
a doormat. Yeah, sure. Doormat available. Here it is. This is $49.95, all from the old AstroTurf here at Arrowhead.
Talk to me, man. I know where I'm doing my Christmas shopping.
Yes, sure.
Talk to me.
The artificial surface going for better prices, it should be pointed out. First down play, and Montana completes to Eric Martin as the second quarter gets underway. Stevan Moore on the tackle, but that is good for 12. Eric Martin in his 10th year out of LSU, and over the years as a member of the New Orleans Saints, one of the finest receivers in the National Football League. Here on the coverage by Moore.
Well, what they do is they release here. They release back to Moore on Stevan Moore on the outside, and Montana just hits the open area.
And it's a first down at the Cleveland 34-yard line. The Browns and the Chiefs are scoreless. A penalty marker is thrown, and the play is blown dead.
Derek Walker, the tight end, number 82, left just a tad early.
Prior to the snap, we got a false start on number 82 offense. 5-yard penalty, repeat first down.
Shouldn't be any problem, here in the count. He's just sitting right in here, and the crowd noise is way down. He just leaves early. A lot early.
It sets it back to a 1st and 15 at the 39-yard line. Running backs are Greg Hill and Kimball Andrews. Montana making adjustments. And again, a flag is thrown as Montana goes to the sideline. And the ruling is he caught it. Inbounds. Have possession. Eric Martin with a fine play.
There is a flag on the play, though. Back here at the 40. And you look at the Cleveland guys, and I think they're not too happy. It's offside, Cleveland.
Number 92 lined up in the neutral zone. Penalties declined. Result of the play, completion for first down.
Martin down the sideline. Now watch, here's the catch. Antonio Langham, is the catch made? Watch the feet. Both feet inbounds. The catch was there. He had the ball. He had control of the ball. Joe's happy.
Just checking it out in the driving rain, and completes for 17 and a first down at the Browns 21-yard line. And back to the ground. Kimball Andrews. Stopped by Mike Caldwell, backup linebacker. There's Caldwell out of Middle Tennessee State. It'll be a second down and 7. This is the third time the last 5 years that the Chiefs have a record of 6-4 after 10 games, but you know that Marty Schottenheimer and general manager Carl Peterson had hoped for much better. But with the moves this franchise had pulled off.
And they went out to get the people to surround Joe Montana, give him the people to throw to. The problem is that they've had so many injuries on this team.
And it is knocked down by the front 4 of the Browns.
Michael Dean Perry, Marv, is the guy that he's knocked off the line of scrimmage, and he just jumps up and knocks the ball down.
Pass intended for Derek Walker. We were talking with the offensive coordinator of the Chiefs, Paul Hackett, and I said to Paul, how would you categorize the season that Montana has had? And he said the one word, inconsistent. And has struggled the last 3 games, but as we have been mentioning, injuries have certainly had something to do with it. And Paul said that Montana is now healthy, had problems earlier in the season, bruised ribs, injured hip. Third down and 7 from the 18. The swing pass for Andrews. Kimball Andrews with a first down. He's run out. Run out by the right corner, Don Griffin.
What a nice move he makes on Eric Turner, number 29, the free safety. The problem is that Eric Turner didn't get there quick enough. You see 29 right in the middle of your screen? His job is the back. Now watch, he gets a late start, and then Kimball Andrews just a little hitch here, boom, hold him for a second, and he outruns him. First down.
First and goal at the 7. And coming up, the 8th play of the drive. Danelle Bennett now checks into the backfield. Kimball Andrews to the sideline. And Bennett is the lone deep back. This is Bennett into the line and turned back. Michael Dean Perry leading the assault.
He was tackled by Michael Dean Perry.
It'll be a second and goal at the 8. 2.5 minutes gone by in the second quarter. Kansas City and Cleveland are scoreless.
You notice how quiet it is here? This is why. Look it over here. There's a sign across from us that says, "Quiet, please, audible zone." This is what you call the home field advantage, my friend.
The audible zone.
It's the audible zone.
I believe that's an upcoming show on NBC. Montana throwing for the... Is it caught? Yes. Lake Dawson. A short pickup. Pepper Johnson.
He was tackled by Pepper Johnson.
On the stop.
Well, this was not the primary target because Lake Dawson is going to come inside. Pepper Johnson is going to be there. Well, look at Montana. He'll look out to the right. He wanted to get it to Kimball Anders. But Dawson is there. Pepper Johnson, did you see how nice he did that? He went for the ball, but then he put his arms around his waist to make sure of the tackle. I can't knock the ball down. I'm going to knock the player down.
And it is a 3rd and goal at the 6-yard line. Now Dawson is to the right. Montana couldn't find anyone, and then goes for a touchdown. It's the tight end, Tracy Green, who is wide open. The rookie from Grambling with his first NFL touchdown. Tracy Green, a 7th-round draft pick.
And he was in blocking, Marv. He was not even considered in the first 3 receivers. And Montana rolls to the outside. That's the one thing that Michael Dean Perry said, we got to get in his face. They didn't do that, and he'll beat you.
Remember, Tracy Green made that enormous catch in the drive as Montana pulled off the magic in that Monday night game in Denver. The extra point by Lynn Elliott gives Kansas City a 7-0 lead. Cleveland Browns head coach Bill Belichick telling us last night that he might look to ease Vinny Testaverde back into the lineup. Vinny trying to make it back following the concussion, and he may be easing his way in now because Rypien opened up at 1 for 7, and the Browns are trailing the Chiefs 7-0. 10 plays, 59 yards, capped off by the touchdown pass from Montana to Green. Metcalf and Baldwin are back for the kick. And here's Randy Baldwin. He has the speed, and he's taken down across the 35-yard line. A 20-yard return, and it is welcome back, Vinny Testaverde.
You know, they don't waste any time. Rypien was not effective at all. Could not get the ball downfield. Way off on all of his throws, and go right to Testaverde. Now, if something happens, you can always go back to Rypien again.
Mark Rypien only 1 for 7, 5 yards in this first half. Vinny Testaverde sat out the last 2 games after suffering a concussion. Medical staff cleared him late in the week, and he's back on the field. Ford trying to go wide, and he's taken down.
All right, let's go back to the touchdown now. On this side over here, right there, there's Green. Now watch, he's in blocking on Burnett. Number 90. He sees Joe in trouble, just slips to the outside. Bang, touchdown. Nice play. Joe's got a new wrinkle in the celebration now. You know, remember the arms up? Now watch this. Let's come in for an airplane landing. I like it.
Second down and 9. Cleveland only 29 total yards in their 16 plays. Testaverde to throw for the first time and overthrow. Intended for the tight end Frank Hartley. Covered by the combination of Simeon and Jamison.
Boy, did he take a shot.
Yes, Hartley shaken up as he slowly makes his way to the sideline. Frank Hartley is a first-year player out of Illinois. Came up with his first NFL catch last week in the game against the Eagles. Up above, the quarterback coach of the Browns, Rod Dowhauer. He was the offensive coordinator for the Washington Redskins under Joe Gibbs. One of the reasons that Mark Rypien said he wanted to sign with the Browns. He worked under Dowhauer in Washington. Testaverde.
He was going to pull it down, Marv, and it slipped out of his hand. Derek Thomas had some heat on him and missed the tackle in the backfield for the sack. That's why he's upset. But Testaverde goes to pull the ball down. These guys have, Cleveland, you got to forget about going downfield. Here he comes down. Look at this on the outside. Derek Thomas. He knows he's got Rypien right there. Testaverde right there. But Testaverde, as he goes to throw, he wants to pull the ball down because he sees the defensive people there, and the ball slips out of his hand.
And Tom Tupa has come on to punt from his 23-yard line. Dale Carter is back. High snap. And a line drive. Carter let it bounce. And the Browns will down it. So no return. It's a 45-yard punt. We'll be back at Arrowhead in a moment. Stadium in Kansas City, Missouri. Marv Albert with Paul Maguire. The Chiefs lead the Browns 7-0. We're early in the second quarter. Kansas City back to the offense, and Montana has a first down. Connects with Eric Martin. And he's been using those sidelines in brilliant fashion.
He really has, but the most important thing, he's got all the protection he wants. All is out, but take a look at this. Martin goes down and just turns Antonio Langham around. He doesn't have any idea where he is. Montana has all the time to throw the football, and here it is. Antonio Langham was just totally lost.
14-yard pickup. Montana now 11 of 14, 101 yards. A terrific start for Joe Montana. And a first down at the 32-yard line. Greg Hill. Well, the Kansas City Chiefs in their 5th possession of this half.
But look what they did when they had field position. That's this guy right here. When you get your own 41, you have a chance. The other one's 20, 10, and 6. Give them good field position, you move the ball.
Now Hughes is to the right and Martin to the left. A second down and 8. Kimball Anders with a short pickup. Bill Johnson, the left defensive tackle, and middle linebacker Pepper Johnson involved on that stop, and it'll bring up a 3rd and 7 at the 35-yard line.
Pepper's doing some talking here. Now he's getting mad now. Don't try to run up in here. Pepper's trying to get his defense fired up. He's doing fine against the run. It's the pass that's killing him.
As you mentioned earlier, the Chiefs have struggled in the running game. 3rd and 7. And Montana's pass broken up. Intended for Dawson. And he was covered by Langham.
This is their number 2. He's the number 1 draft pick, but the second guy picked, Antonio Langham on Lake Dawson. Watch this move. He makes to the inside, goes over the top. Excellent coverage. That is a good play. Pepper Johnson, he is moving back. He's looking in the eyes of Joe Montana. He's just trying to get a piece of it. He moved too far to the outside. He knows if he'd have stayed right where he was, he'd been able to knock the ball down and maybe even catch it.
And here is Louis Aguiar again punting away to the combination of Metcalf and Carrier. And Carrier muffed it. Excellent coverage by the Chiefs, but it was recovered by the Browns. A 40-yard punt, and the punting game has certainly been on the adventurous side in this first half. Chiefs up 7-0.
The big problem right here is Metcalf's here. He should be here telling this man not to catch the ball because the guy in the red, Dale Carter, is breathing down his neck. He doesn't make the call.
And the Browns start out from their 23-yard line, and the combination of Rypien and Testaverde are now 1 for 10 for only 5 yards off that incomplete pass intended for Ernest Biner.
Well, you look at the field position, and it's been outstanding. Here's this guy right here. There's a 6-yard line and fumble the football on 3rd down. So they really have not done anything with the ball. I think what's happened is both these quarterbacks, because the ball is a little wet, they're trying to guide the ball instead of stepping back and throw.
Michael Jackson to the left and Derek Alexander to the right. It's Biner. Ernest Biner stopped by the right defensive end, Darren Mickle. The Cleveland Browns have accounted for only one first down in this first half, none the last 4 possessions.
What the Cleveland Browns have to do for their passing game, their running game is going to be fine. But what they have to do with their passing game is to throw a short pass, complete a pass, even if it's a screen. Do something to get some confidence back in the receivers and in the quarterback's arm, because the quarterbacks right now don't have much confidence in themselves.
3rd and 6 at the 27. Diving attempt by Carrier. It is ruled incomplete.
Look where the ball was thrown. Marv, first of all, the ball is thrown. Carrier should be on the first down marker, which he's not. Number 2, to the left of the screen, you're going to see Testaverde guide the ball out there. Watch this ball. Guide it out. The ball's too far wide. And Carrier, number 1, the worst part about it, isn't beyond the first down marker.
So the combination of Rypien and Testaverde, 1 for 11 for only 5 yards. And it's punt number 5 for Tom Tupa. Line drives it to Dale Carter. Carter had to pick it up, and he is driven back, still on his feet, and driven back even further, and then looks to get away, and stepped out.
But is that kind of retreating a little bit?
So Kansas City will take over. Well, coming up at halftime, Greg Gumbel, Mike Ditka, Joe Gibbs, scores and highlights, and a conversation with Darryl Talley of the Buffalo Bills. From the 16-yard line, Montana starting out. And it is incomplete, intended for Eric Martin. And on the subject of Greg Gumbel, let's check in for this update.
And a fine subject it is. Marv at Pittsburgh. Dan Marino goes up top to Irving Fryer, who's having a pretty good afternoon so far. This is worth 45 yards. It set up a Marino to Keith Jackson touchdown, and Miami leads Pittsburgh in a battle of 7-3 teams, 7-3. Marv.
All right, Greg, a 2nd and 10 at the 16-yard line back here in Kansas City. That punt by Tupa went 53 yards, and then a -4 on the return for a circling Dale Carter. And now Montana tries to get back, but completes on the screen to Kimball Anders. Don Griffin had it diagnosed that it's a short pickup. Well, Michael Dean Perry telling us, as you heard, that they must put the pressure on early on Joe Montana. And we have been tracking it, and the Browns have not done what they said they'd like to do. No knockdowns, only 1 sack, and that was a coverage sack.
Yeah, well, they said that, and the sack was when they knocked the ball out of Montana's hands, and he fumbled the ball, but he's actually not knocked down.
It's a 3rd and 6.
Not bad defense.
And Montana throws it away.
And Frank Stams, who limped off earlier, is now back in the ball game.
Offside, number 92 defense, 5-yard penalty, repeat 3rd down.
Michael Dean Perry right here. He's just trying to make that big hit, make something happen. We got to, as he said, we've got to get to Joe Montana. Well, you can't get to him early. You got to wait a little bit. Wait till the ball snaps.
So it will be a 3rd down and 1 at the 25-yard line. Michael Dean Perry alluding to the Bill Belichick philosophy, and over the years as a defensive coordinator with the Giants and also as a head coach of the Browns, Belichick has been very successful with his physical style of play against the 49ers and the San Francisco style of offenses. Anders picks up the first down, but you saw the flag drop once again. And another flag is thrown.
Well, you got 1 flag against them for holding, but then you might have another flag. I don't know. They threw the flag, and it looked like Caldwell, number 56, was involved in something down there after the first flag went. Here we go. Sort this out, please.
We've got a multiple foul on the offense, holding on the left guard. That penalty's declined. Personal foul, number 87, 15-yard penalty, unnecessary roughness. Repeat third down.
Tracy Green.
Yes, the left guard is Dave Zott, and then Tracy Green was called for the second flag.
You know, you remember, a lot of times we talk about, the second guy getting caught after the hit. Okay. All right, here's 58. And that's Carl Banks. He pushes him. And now, look at this. Like, oh, I didn't do anything. Carl Banks, I didn't do anything. This guy came after me. Retaliate.
Tracy Green, the tight end, the rookie from Grambling, who caught his first NFL touchdown pass in the first quarter, and the Chiefs, by virtue of that score, have a 7-0 lead. 5:56 to go in the first half, and Kansas City is sent back. And it appears they're having difficulties. We were here several weeks ago. They had electrical problems with the scoreboard. It looked like they had the same problem again. Now all has been reset. It's a 3rd and 16 at the 15.
Well, if that's a 15-yard penalty.
No, they just changed it. 3rd and 11.
Yeah, well, it's supposed to be, unfortunately, conduct is 15-yard penalty.
It's a 3rd and 11 at the 15-yard line. Montana off the pump comes up short, intended for J.J. Burton. And again, the punting unit will come on.
But, again, Montana had time to throw the ball. He has time to look over the entire field.
So Carrier and Metcalf are back in twin safety, awaiting the Aguiar punt. Joe Montana, 12 of 18, 106 yards and a touchdown. And Aguiar able to get it to Metcalf. Metcalf trying to go wide and had nowhere to go. Eric Metcalf run out by Darren Anderson, a 47-yard punt and a 12-yard return.
These two guys, Carrier and Metcalf, they're talking to each other. Now they split. You see how they stayed together in tandem? Now Aguiar doesn't see where Metcalf is. He kicks it to Metcalf. Before, Carrier was on the left. But now when Metcalf goes up in, he shows you his speed. Watch him get to the outside. He makes it out there.
And he ran it for 12, which is just about his punt return average, which is 3rd in the AFC. So good field position for the Browns. They start out from the 50, but they have not been able to get anything going. 5:19 remaining in this first half. Horde to the outside. And a good run by Leroy Horde, taken down by Jay Taylor, the left corner, playing for the injured Mark Collins. A reminder tonight, Tim Curry is in control of the planet's creatures, and he's using them against the colonists on an all-new Earth 2, followed by an all-new Sequest. And then Robin Cook's new bestseller comes to NBC. Joanna Kearns and Gregory Harrison star the world premiere of Mortal Fear. That's tonight, starting at 7, 6 Central here on NBC.
And we're in our all-new outfit.
Off the 2nd and 2, Leroy Horde picks up the first down. William White, the free safety, runs it out. Yes, going with the official cold weather NBC Parker, and Paul in his classic turquoise turtleneck.
Thank you very much.
And there is the president and owner of the Cleveland Browns Hotel. He called last week's win at the Vet in Philadelphia the Browns' biggest victory in some 15 years. Not enjoying what he's seen thus far in this first half. Play action for Testaverde on first down, and it was thrown off, intended for Hartley.
What a terrible pass. And I mean, it's a terrible pass. You got Hartley wide open. You have all the time in the world to throw the ball, and you try to, like a little jump pass. It's throw the football. They're tentative about throwing the football. But another thing, too, you just ran the ball a few times, got a first down. Horde's running very well. You got the defense setting back a little bit. Go ahead and run it. Nothing wrong with that.
Testaverde now 0 for 5. Rypien started the game. He was 1 for 7. It's a 2nd and 10 at the 37 in Kansas City territory. Testaverde incomplete. Intended for Carrier.
These two guys look like they've never thrown the ball before. I'm not kidding you. This is unbelievable. I'm watching two quarterbacks. We had Rypien first that couldn't get close to a guy. And Testaverde is sitting back there. He can't get close to anybody either. And they have people open. And they have time to throw the ball.
The Cleveland quarterbacks have combined on 1 for 13. It's been all Kansas City in this first half. Total of 5 yards passing for the Browns. 3rd down and 10. Carrier 83 in motion. And it is, was it caught? Yes, it was. Brian Kitchen able to hold on. Jake Taylor tried to strip him. And that is the first completion for Testaverde.
This is the first time that Testaverde has thrown the football. And I'm talking about throw it as a quarterback. Problem is that Kitchen isn't beyond. Taylor is right there. He's not beyond the first down marker. Taylor makes a good play. And the Browns are going to go for it. They're at the 30-yard line. 4th and about 4.
Testaverde will throw, swings it out, and they do pick up the first down. Leroy Horde runs it out of bounds, down to the 20, covered by Derek Thomas.
That time they got Thomas to the inside, and they held him there, and Leroy Horde comes out of the backfield, and what a great play. Number 33 is on your screen. You see Derek Thomas gets caught up, and he can't get out to Horde. Horde makes an excellent catch. Most important, keep the ball, hold on to the ball, and get the first down.
So the Browns have a first down at the 20, and Vinny Testaverde has completed 2 passes. Back to the ground. Ford stopped by Thomas. Leroy Horde has been held in check in this first half.
What did Leroy Horde tell us? Derek Thomas can be a factor in the ball game, and he said, you know, he can catch it from the backside. This is getting caught from the backside. Thomas down the line of scrimmage. You've got to have somebody come back and pick him up. If you don't, he's going to make the tackle. That, folks, is for no gain.
9 carries, only 27 yards for Horde. 8th play of the drive, 2nd and 10 at the Kansas City 20 with 2:20 to go. First half, and the Chiefs up 7-0. Testaverde incomplete. The pass intended for Carrier, covered by Carter.
See, that time with Derek Thomas, what they did is they had Hartley, the tight end. Now, he's blocking on him. And when he gets done, Thomas is a little tired, but when he gets done, watch this. This guy will block first. You see this guy here? Now, watch to the right of him. Will be the tackle. If Thomas comes inside, Jones is sitting there waiting on him. But that's what you have to do. You know, when they talk about, you know, Derek Thomas, they said the easiest way to control him is to run right at him.
It is a 3rd and 10, and you saw people jump, and a penalty marker down.
This is a fatigue foul. Derek Thomas is tired. He's on the line of scrimmage, and he comes a little early. They blow the whistle now when a guy has a free shot at the quarterback, even though this was a running play.
Offside, number defense, number 58. Unabated move toward the quarterback. 5-yard penalty. Repeat 3rd down.
It's that running unimpeded to the quarterback that they're worried about. He's right here, and when he comes across, watch, there's nobody to touch him. Even though this is a running play, he has a direct shot at the quarterback. So they blow the whistle. That's nice. I like that. Saves quarterback.
It's a 3rd and 5 at the 15 as we come up on the 2-minute warning. Cleveland has 3 timeouts, all 3. Kansas City with 2 left. And the dump off for Metcalf with running room. And Metcalf runs it in for the touchdown.
What a play that was. I mean, that was the easiest touchdown play that they've had in a few games. I can tell you that, because what happened is Metcalf gets lost in the middle. it looks like they're going to throw the ball to the flat somewhere else, and they throw the ball right up the middle of the field. And you really don't expect the offense to do that.
Eric Metcalf with his 4th touchdown of the season, 3rd as a receiver. And Matt Stover will look to tie it up. Now, no, apparently they're going for 2. Bill Belichick looking to take the lead. Cleveland is 4 for 4 in that department.
Just remember, that ball's on the 2-yard line.
And it is Ford. Stop. Well, Bill Belichick with a gambling move, going for 2 to get the jump. And Pellet McDaniels, the man who is playing for the injured Neil Smith, got the reps on Leroy Horde, and Kansas City holds on to a 1-point lead. What's your feeling about Belichick going for 2 here?
I'll tell you right after I show you this here with Metcalf. Watch him get lost up in the middle. You see him right here? Now he goes, it's almost like a middle screen, and he just outruns the secondary. Now, what do I think about it? Have you been struggling for an entire half of football, for 28 minutes, and you finally get on the scoreboard? I kick the extra point. I kick the extra point to go into that halftime with a tie. I mean, I know your defense is strong, but I mean, and then this play, you run into the teeth of their defense, and the teeth being 58. I mean, all this does is fuel Kansas City, offense and defense. I don't like the call.
Paul, when the 2-point conversion was brought into the NFL, it was used in the old AFL. Most of the coaches did not care for the rule because it brings on all kinds of possibilities, but you rarely would see in a low-scoring contest early in the game where a coach would go for the 2 points.
Yeah, you want to go. You got 2 minutes and 9 seconds. Your defense, granted, they are playing well. Your offense is struggling. You have a chance to tie the ball game at this point in time. I think you just go ahead and tie it. And then go in at halftime. You're comfortable with maybe a tie at halftime?
However, had it worked, it would have looked like
genius.
a brilliant move.
Yes. And
so let's cover all the aspects.
I would have changed my mind then.
Now the kickoff from Stover. And here's the return by Ron Dickerson. And we now have 2 minutes remaining. Little extracurricular activity after the tackle.
Von Booker, number 99, he isn't playing right now, so he wants to get a little activity.
So 2 minutes left in the first half. Kansas City by once, and a chat with Bills linebacker Darryl Talley. That is all coming up back at the studio. 2 minutes left in the first half. Kansas City 7 and Cleveland 6. And the Chiefs back to the offense. The pass intended for Lake Dawson, but an interference call on the right corner, Don Griffin. Don Griffin, a former San Francisco 49er and a San Francisco teammate of Joe Montana.
Don Griffin is complaining. He had his right hand knocking the ball down. The question is, where was his left hand?
Number 28 defense.
Where was his body?
First down.
Like Montana's not going to sit on the 7-6 lead with just 2 minutes to go. Let's go for it. Let's get some more.
The Chiefs from their 40-yard line. Lindsey Knapp now in at left tackle for Derek Graham, and a problem with the snap. And the Browns have come up with the football.
Boy, this, you're talking about the field's wet, the ball's wet, and you've got to make that connection. It's the second time we've seen it. The one on Everett with Rypien, he just centered the ball early. Grunard is the center with Montana. The ball just doesn't seem to get back to Montana. It looked like Grunard came up too quick when he centered the ball. Watch Grunard come up. He comes up real fast. He might have short-armed it.
And Rob Burnett, the left defensive end, who has had an outstanding season, was able to recover the fumble. Break for the Browns. They take over at the Kansas City 39. Michael Jackson is flanked to the left side. That's Metcalf in motion. Horde. Leroy Horde Warren broke a tackle and then was run out after a short pickup.
He just ran right out of the arms of McDaniels, number 77, the defensive end, playing in place of Neil Smith. Strong leg drive. There's fellow McDaniels on the end of the line. Now watch what Horde does. Watch his leg. Now he'll come up in the air and break this tackle. Just strengthen his leg. And only picks up 2 yards, but very importantly, he stops the clock.
Minute 45 remaining in the half. It's a 2nd down and 8 at the Chiefs 37. End around Metcalf. And Jay Taylor was able to make the stop. Now, Paul, you were saying you really enjoy those
end around plays. Yeah, yes. I really do. Watch this here. Carrier is going to try and make a block, but he knows if he does, it's going to be a clip. And you'll see 83 on the right-hand side of your screen. He's just going to get out of the way. See him getting out of the way. He's got his hands in the air. And here's that wonderful end around that lost 5 yards. I love him.
And I would think particularly tough on the reverse with the field conditions the way they are.
Because you're going to have to make a sharp cut as you get to the corner instead of straight ahead.
Loss of 4 and a 3rd and 12 at the 41. Testaverde taking the look. Flag thrown. Testaverde throwing for Jackson. And it's broken up. Michael Jackson covered by Darren Anderson.
Well, we got holding on the offensive line. And I'll tell you, Michael Jackson was doing a lot of pushing on Anderson down the field. You know, I don't know if you really take this penalty. Put him in 4th down in about 13. Why take the penalty?
Holding. Number 69 offense. 10-yard penalty. Repeat 3rd down.
Darren Mickle, number 92, is hurt, a defensive lineman, or it might just be cramps, but he's coming off the field on his own. But the reason I'm saying here now, all right, it is 3rd and about 23, but you give them an extra down. I think if you put them at 4th down and let them make them punt, because they're not going to kick a 60-yard field goal in this mess.
And as you see, 55 seconds remaining first half. Chiefs 7, Browns 6. Browns scoring a touchdown and then going for a 2-point conversion, which failed. 3rd and 22. Screen play. The catch by Biner. And he is stopped well short of a first down by Vaughn Booker. Backup defensive end, a first-year player from Cincinnati.
We got another injured Kansas City Chief.
It has been a brutal stretch for the Chiefs. Vaughn Booker is down.
They're running out of linemen in a hurry.
7 starters are sidelined, including 4 offensively, 3 defensively. On the defensive side, Neil Smith is out, along with starting left corner Mark Collins, starting strong safety David Whitmore. You saw Mickle limp off a moment ago, and now Booker shaken up. Look at the missing Chiefs. Marcus Allen with a sprained left knee. The Chiefs hoping he'll return next week. John Alt, the starting left tackle. And the word on John Alt is that he could be out another week with a disc problem. Willie Davis, sprained knee. He'll be out several weeks.
Marcus Allen. We just saw Neil Smith a moment ago.
And the tight end Keith Cash underwent knee surgery, is expected back later this season.
The MASH unit.
Yes. Wow. Cleveland Browns with only 82 total yards. Mark Rypien started the game. Could not get anything going. Completed 1 of 7 for 5 yards, and that was it. And then Vinny Testaverde came on, making his first appearance after missing 2 games with a concussion. And Testaverde only 4 of 11 for 36 yards.
Vaughn Booker is a backup player, and all right, here's Vaughn Booker right here. Let's hold on and just take a look at, maybe we can see what happens here. There's a block there. He comes in, he makes the play, and he comes down, and he lands right on his head.
Well, the crowd reacts, and that is a great sign. He's able to stand up.
The only other time I saw a guy land on his head like that was when Beebe, remember Don Beebe? He used that in the highlights a lot for the Buffalo Bills. He landed on his head. He was fine. But he came straight down on his head. He's going to have a sore neck for a long time, I'll tell you.
Vaughn Booker came to the Chiefs by way of the Canadian Football League, played for the Winnipeg Blue Bombers past couple of seasons. Tom Tupa will punt to Damon Hughes. And Hughes lets it bounce. Down to a half minute remaining.
Oh, this is nice. About 4 Browns went up and just started whacking number 42, Charles Mincy. Everybody wants to take a shot at Charles. He's just standing around.
34-yard punt. And the clock is now stopped with 27 seconds remaining in the half. And the ball is placed at the 10.
Let's drop this clock.
So the Chiefs first down at the 10-yard line.
You know, the Browns still have, according to the scoreboard, have 3 timeouts left, and I wouldn't be surprised if they used them and forced them to punt down here.
And Montana hands it off to Hill.
Timeout. Take a timeout.
And the Browns do take that timeout, stopping the clock with 19 seconds remaining in the half.
What they have to do the same thing on these timeouts as the quarterback does. What a quarterback is told to do, Marv, when you want to have a timeout, and you have the referee standing right there, he says to the referee, as soon as this play is over, I want a timeout. Now, what they should do with the linebacker, whoever is the team captain on defense, say to the umpire, who is Ron Botchin, look it, as soon as this play is over, it's blown dead, I want a timeout. And I'll be looking for you. And I know, you can't just stand there being aware, but you still have to call it. But at least you make the official aware of what you're going to do.
Cleveland has 2 timeouts remaining. Kansas City is down to 1. I mentioned a moment ago that Lindsey Knapp came on for Derek Graham at left tackle. Graham has been starting for John Alt. And the word on Graham, he was forced out because of a twisted right knee, and his return is questionable. So physically, it gets worse and worse for the Kansas City Chiefs. 2nd and 6. Hughes in motion. Montana off the play action. Incomplete. Intended for the tight end, Tracy Green, covered by Eric Turner. And we're down to 14 seconds to go.
And I guarantee you, right after this play, whether it be a run or a pass, I think on that play right there, Montana tried to use up a little bit more time by rolling out, get the clock moving, and obviously would have liked to have completed a pass, but wasn't looking at something downfield just to keep that clock moving. He knows that the Browns, here they come, in a hurry to the line of scrimmage. Look at this. Well, the clock, the time went out. They ran out of time. Done a play clock, and it was running up to call a play. They were in the huddle. The clock wasn't moving.
Offense, 5-yard penalty. Repeat 3rd down.
See, that's the play clock. There are 14 seconds on the game clock, but this puts them back further. The rain is coming down again. And believe me, they'll go after the punter.
It's a 3rd and 11. The handoff is Greg Hill, and Cleveland immediately calls for time with 10 seconds remaining.
Only 4 seconds off the clock. Now you go after it. You don't lose anything. Scott O'Brien is the special teams coach. You go ahead and go after it, because they're going to have to keep, if you show that you're going to come after the punt, what that does now is that brings all 11 guys inside. It doesn't allow you, from the Kansas City standpoint, Marv, to split out a guy. Because remember, those are the only 2 guys that can go downfield before the ball is kicked, are the 2 outside guys on either side. So if you show blitz and coming at the punter, punt block, then that means that they've got to bring these people in. Now you still back there, you're going to have Metcalf and Carrier.
And you saw head coach Bill Belichick also get involved in that special teams huddle. Bill, a one-time special teams coach, so this is very close to his heart, and the Browns have done a terrific job of that department. Scott O'Brien in his 4th year with the Browns. Came to Cleveland from the University of Pittsburgh, where he also handled special teams. There's Scott O'Brien. 10 seconds to go as Aguiar gets set to punt from his end zone. Here they come, and Aguiar got it away.
Out of bounds.
Down to 5 seconds.
Well, he kicks the ball out of bounds. He should have had the ball in play. He kicks the ball out of bounds. It goes out of bounds at the 40. It'll be 7 to 57-yard field goal here. Why not take a shot?
27-yard punt by Aguiar. And Matt Stover will take that shot. He was 4 for 4 last week, 18 of 20 for the season. He has connected on 12 in a row. And this will be a 56-yard attempt.
Well, they must be hurt in Kansas City because I see, first of all, Vaughn Booker is back in the game. That's good news. But I see Darren Meckel, number 92, limping onto the field. He's playing.
And the Browns will take a timeout.
Marv, remember one thing, that the guy that's holding is Tom Tupa, who is a quarterback. Now, with Kansas City having all 11 guys up on the line of scrimmage trying to block this thing, you've got a guy that can throw the football. Don't be surprised to see them throw this thing of the fake field goal with Tupa.
Browns have taken their final timeout. Getting another look at the distance. This would be a 57-yard.
Well, after all that said, here comes the offense. Testaverde. So we covered everything again. Testaverde will take one and throw it to the end zone. Now that makes the Kansas City Chiefs. They change all their people. Well, I thought I was really going to be clever with that.
It was a good thought.
Tupa pass. The great thought. But
would have been a lot of pressure on Matt Stover chasing the record of Lou Rosa, who has hit on 14 straight, a franchise record. And so instead, the offensive unit is back on with 5 seconds remaining. And Testaverde will fire one down. Throws the Hail Mary with Michael Jackson in the area, and it's incomplete. And that was close. Michael Jackson can leap, and he goes 6'4", 195 pounds. He was covered by Charles Mincy. So at the half, it's Kansas City 7, Cleveland 6. Now, let's go to New York and Greg Gumbel at NFL Live.
This is the Domino's Pizza NFL Live halftime report.
And the kickoff return by Ron Dickerson, bringing a flag. So the second half is underway here at Arrowhead. And Howard Rowe leading the discussion against Kansas City.
Holding on the receiving team. 10-yard penalty. First down.
You know, Marty Schottenheimer's got to go crazy because it's hard enough moving the ball, and then, you know, and they've not had very good field position as far as the Kansas City Chiefs have been concerned. And then you get a very nice run back, and it puts the ball, you get a holding penalty, you get the ball put back at about 20-yard line, 19 or 20-yard line. Not good.
And look at Kansas City, very successful on first down plays. Derek Graham is back at left tackle despite the twisted right knee. His return was called questionable, so that is good news for Kansas City. Anders, and another flag is thrown as Anders got the call.
That's holding again, or in the area of holding. But you know, Marv, as poorly as Cleveland has played, this game should be tied at 7-7. The Browns, if you weren't here earlier, went for the two-point play.
Number 61 offense. 10-yard penalty. Repeat first down.
That's the center, Grunard. But, you know, the Browns, as poorly as they've been playing, they went for 2 and didn't make it. The game should be tied, and they're still in this ball game. That has to be a concern of the Kansas City Chiefs.
So it's sent back to a 1st and 20 at the 9-yard line. J.J. Burton flanked to the left side now. And Eric Martin to the right. Montana looking for Burton. And a flag thrown. Interference called. Burton covered by Griffin.
You know where Griffin makes his mistake on this play, Marv? He makes his mistake as he turns to look for the ball. He puts his hands on J.J. Burton. This is where he makes his mistake, and it is pass interference. You cannot put your hands on him. Now, Griffin is complaining. Watch this now. Watch his head. Watch his hands. Watch. Now he turns. He puts his hands on him. You cannot do that. He turned to look for the ball, put his hands on the receiver, and they call it. It's a first down. Now they're out of the hole.
A first down at the 32, so that is, in effect, a 23-yard penalty. Again, Martin is to the right, and now Hughes to the left. Chiefs 7, and the Browns 6 as we get underway in this third quarter. Montana couldn't find anyone to the left, nor to the right. So he had to run it out of bounds. And we're set for another update. Let's check in with Greg Gumbel.
Hey, Marv, in Cincinnati, it's that man, Jeff Blake, again. The Bengals looking for a 3rd straight win from 15 yards out. Blake to Darnay Scott across the back of the end zone. The extra point, and the Bengals have grabbed the lead against the Colts. It's 13-7, Cincinnati, Marv.
All right, Greg, yes, a remarkable story. Jeff Blake, who was a 3rd-string quarterback for the New York Jets, rejoining Bruce Coslett in Cincinnati. Coslett, the offensive coordinator, and has taken over the starting job and has done a superb job. Here's Montana going incomplete. Intended for Burton. And it brings up a 3rd and 9 at the 33.
You know, it really is amazing. I mentioned it when we came back, Marv, the fact that the Cleveland Browns wide receivers have not caught a ball in this ball game, and they're still within. And, you know, the amazing thing about it is at the end of the half, instead of trying the field goal, and why not, or the fake field goal, Testaverde throws the ball downfield to a wide receiver. He hadn't hit one all day long. We're going to try and hit one in 5 seconds.
Montana only 1 for his last 6.
Here they come.
Montana again rolling to the right, and again good coverage. Burton, the intended receiver, he caught it. He caught it inbounds.
Nick Saban is not very happy about this. Now, the ball is caught, but the question is, does he come down inbounds? And I don't think it's a first down. They have to get the ball to about the 42-yard line. It's 4th down. Here it is, J.J. Burton. Does he catch it? Antonio Langham is there. Now watch this. The dive. He catches the ball. His right foot's out of bounds. This is not a catch. His right foot is out. His left foot does come down in bounds. But watch his right foot. There's the right foot. Now it's down out of bounds. That's not a catch.
But it is ruled a catch and short of a first down by a yard. So Aguiar comes on. Carrier and Metcalf are back. Good punt. Played by Metcalf. Back behind his 15-yard line. Picks up blockers. And then taken down at the 24. So 13:32 remaining. In the third, we'll be right back. Well, Bill Belichick said he wanted to ease Vinny Testaverde back into the lineup. He is eased Mark Rypien back onto the field. The handoff to Leroy Hoard. And they are able to trap him back behind the line. So Rypien, who started the game, went only 1 for 7 for 5 yards. Ineffective. relieved by Vinny Testaverde, who did not get much going either. 4-12, 38 yards, although one of those completions to Eric Metcalf for a touchdown. And now Rypien is back on the field.
And if they're going to have Rypien throw the ball, have him throw it short. Don't try to make something happen downfield. Make it happen short.
Second down and 10. Rypien off the roll. And trying to hit the tight end, Brian Kinton, covered by Jay Taylor.
Well, actually, he's trying to get it to Hartley, and he runs a bootleg. The only problem is Hartley doesn't get out. Hold on a second, guys, if you will. Here's Hartley. He can't get out. Rypien right here is looking for him. He can't find him. He does eventually throw the ball downfield to Kinchen. But take a look at Hartley is covered right there. Kinchen is actually covered. That ball was almost intercepted by Jay Taylor.
Jay Taylor playing for the injured Mark Collins. Third down and 10 at the 24. And Rypien not able to complete. Metcalf should have caught it.
You know why he didn't catch it? He never looked at it. You can't catch the ball unless you look at it. He's coming across the middle, and he sees the defenders. Watch this here. Hold on a second, boys. Let's get him in sight. Here he is. Now watch when he comes across. Wait a minute. Hold it, hold it, hold it, hold it, hold it. Now keep going. Right there. See, when the ball got there, he was looking at the linebacker. He was not even looking at the ball.
And Eric Metcalf trying to walk it off in front of the Cleveland bench. This is the 7th punt of the day for Tom Tupa. Now Carter is back. He booms this one. And the return by Carter out across the 30. And wrestled down. 55-yard punt, 10-yard return. Ed Sutter made the tackle on Dale Carter. Marv Albert with Paul Maguire back in Kansas City with 12:36 remaining third quarter. Kansas City 7, Cleveland 6. And the Chiefs back to the offense from their 32-yard line. Montana completing up at the 35 to the tight end Derek Walker. Eric Turner, the free safety, made the stop.
Derek Walker got a face full of mud. You know, you watch, every time we turn around, there's Paul Hackett up there, the offensive coordinator.
And now alongside the defensive coordinator, Dave Adolph, who has decided to make the move upstairs.
Well, they've been up there for 2 weeks. He said the defense has played well for 2 weeks, so that makes him happy.
Second and about 7. And the second back coming through, Greg Hill with a short pickup, ran into Rob Burnett.
You have a feeling every time Marty Schottenheimer's walking along the bench, Marv, he looks around and says, do we have anybody healthy here? Anybody to step forward?
Well, Derek Graham was able to return it at left tackle. He went out late in the first half with a twisted right knee, replaced by Lindsey Knapp, but he's back in there, and he is playing for John Alt, which means Ricky Sigler is the starter at right tackle, but 7 starters in all sidelined by injury for today's game. Third down play. And Montana with a wide open Greg Hill. And has a first down.
You know, we talk so many times about blitzing Joe Montana. When you blitz Joe Montana, you make a huge mistake. And Hill is here it is. Well, look at all these guys in the middle. When they do that, watch to the right-hand side. There is not a white shirt to be had. Hill catches the ball, falls down, and then picks up another 15 yards. They had everyone blitzing. Look at Banks is blitzing on one side. Caldwell, 56, another linebacker blitzing. Everybody's blitzing, and nobody's covering.
Greg Hill, the first-round draft pick, the rookie from Texas A&M. And on the first down play, it is Kimball Anders, stopped by Frank Stantz. Chiefs not able to get anything going on the ground. That's their major problem. They have gone over 100 rushing yards as a team only 12 times. This goes back a couple of seasons, the last 26 regular season games, and Paul, they've won 11. of those 12 games, and they've had the balanced attack.
The one thing about this offense, though, with Joe Montana, these short passes, that's almost like a running game, Marv. So, but it is the passing game, obviously.
Second down and 8. Montana on the roll. And he completes short of the first down, connecting with Hill. Today, Kansas City has run 18 times for 53 yards. A 3rd and 4 coming up off this catch.
All right, here's Hill. The last time he came out of the backfield, this time he ends up as a wide receiver. Now, where's the coverage? Joe Montana's running for his life. The coverage is late, getting there. That's Turner, one of the leading interceptors in the National Football League. But the Browns seem to be sacrificing a whole lot now by going after Montana, play after play.
3rd down and 4. And Montana puts it up. Pass intended for J.J. Burton, who was covered by Don Griffin. And that will bring on the punting unit. Well, let's see. Last week, Louis Aguilar tied a Kansas City franchise record with 11 punts. This is number 8 coming up. And as you can see, the Browns not able to do what they said they must do, and that is get to Joe Montana.
Even with the blitz. They're forcing Montana to roll a little bit more, but he's still hitting his receivers.
Aguilar running from his 43. Carrier and Metcalf are deep. And they let it fly into the end zone. So the ball will come out to the 20. It will go down as a 43-yard punt. To the Cleveland Browns, and a member of the 1965 Cleveland Browns team. A look at Jim Brown in action. A man who led the NFL in rushing 8 times in his short 9-year career. Gained over 1,000 yards 7 of his 9 seasons. And this the best start in nearly 30 years for the Browns. The last time they started this well was 1965 when Jim Brown was still running the football. First down to the 20. And the completion to Leroy Horde. And he runs for a first down, breaking tackles along the way.
Jim Brown just glide, Marv, as he gets to the outside. He just glide. I mean, it was wonderful watching him run.
Did you ever play against Brown?
I'm old. I'm not that old. All right, here's the play to the outside. Leroy Horde.
I meant it as a serious
I know
question.
you did. Here's Leroy Horde to the outside. No, the reason we didn't, and he makes the first down, the reason we didn't is the AFC didn't play the NFC, or the AFL didn't play the NFC.
First down at the 33. The pass intended for Horde. Covered by Simeon. All right, let's check in with Greg Gumbel.
All right, Marv, at Foxborough, the San Diego Chargers have had their share of big plays. How about this one by rookie Andre Coleman from Kansas State? An 80-yard kickoff return after a New England field goal. It cuts the Patriots' lead down to 3. It's a 13-10 New England lead over San Diego in the 3rd, Marv.
All right, Greg, and I'm assuming that Drew Bledsoe is not putting the ball up as frequently as he did last week when he threw 70 times.
Want to bet?
To pull out the victory over the Vikings. Big hole and some nice running again by Horde, but then he was stripped. And it's recovered by George Jameson. Well, Leroy Horde in the past has had fumble problems. A beautiful run, but then had the ball knocked out of his hands. A penalty marker was thrown. George Jameson on the recovery and then taking it downfield, but let's check out the penalty.
You know, it happens a lot of times. Here we go.
There is no flag on the play. The block on the return was legal. Pass was entered. A fumble picked up. First down.
When you try to make more things happen than normal, here's Horde. Watch this. He makes a play, and he's going to make trying to make the turn here. But Jameson comes in and just rips the ball out, gets up off the ground, heads up play by Jameson. But Horde thinking about getting extra yardage, Marv, and not controlling the football. Now they're in trouble.
What a play by the outside linebacker, George Jameson. In his 9th year out of Cincinnati, spent 8 years with Detroit, signed with the Chiefs as a free agent. He set up a first down at the 20-yard line. Kimball Anders on the slant. Stopped by Frank Stams. That's one of the outstanding names in football. Kimball Anders. We chatted with Kimball after the Chiefs practice yesterday and asked about that first name. He said his mother named him Kimball because she was a big fan of the television show The Fugitive. And she liked the character, Dr. Richard Kimball.
And we asked him, do you know anybody else named Kimball? There is one other guy in California that we met named Kimball.
I said a little-known fact, your first name is really Kimball.
Yeah, he didn't buy that either.
Second down and 8. And Montana was looking end zone. After the punt, he throws it away. And a flag thrown. Anders involved on the sideline with Banks, and it appears the call against Banks, who is very upset. There's Carl Banks.
There's no penalty because you know why? The ball, first of all, is not catchable. And then, the ball is not catchable. And then you're allowed to chuckle within the 5-yard rule. And I don't believe they were beyond 5 yards. They're going to wave this baby off. Wave it off.
Ruling on the field. Pass was uncatchable. Pass is incomplete. Brings up third down.
This is an excellent call. Banks is covering downfield. Here he is. He's one-on-one outside with Kimball Anders. He chucks him there. Now, Kimball Anders really is not beyond the 5-yard mark. But watch this. Here he is. He pushes him, but the ball was thrown out of bounds. It was an intentional throwaway. You can't call that.
So it's a third down and 8 at the 18. Montana throwing the middle. Damon Hughes reaching down to the 5. It's a 13-yard hookup and a first down.
This thing's going to end up in a fist fight pretty soon. All right, here's Montana. Watch this. The heat is on. He can feel it. But he's just throwing. And that ball is not thrown to Hughes. Now, we're going to see this again. This ball is not thrown to Hughes. I'm telling you right now.
It appeared to be headed
Watch this.
to Eric Martin.
You bet it was. Martin was the man that Joe Montana was looking at and throwing to. From the other angle, you could see Montana he never saw Hughes coming underneath. Hughes just takes the ball out of the air. A heads-up play by the offensive player.
The Chiefs calling for time. When we come back, it's Kansas City first and goal at the 5.
Watch Montana's head, and here's the ball man he's going to throw the ball to. Watch this. He's looking right at him, and then Damon Hughes is going to come in right here and take the ball away. Look at that. That's heads-up play by Hughes.
And the first and goal, the handoff. And stopped at the line. Kimball Anders. Pepper Johnson on the tackle. Leroy Horde, as they say, put the ball on the ground that set this up. It was recovered by George Jamison, and he ran for 22 yards after he was able to strip Horde.
Stripped Horde, picked up the ball. That's heads up. That's defense. It's been a great defensive football game.
Second and goal. Down at the 5. And it's the second back coming through. Anders is stopped again.
The natives are getting restless. They want Joe Montana to throw the ball. I mean, that's the easiest way to get in the end zone. You don't want to try to make a living running the ball up in the middle against the Cleveland Browns. They're loaded up in the middle. But the question is now, one of the things that the Browns have to do, right, you have to blitz him up the middle, but what Montana's done, he sees the blitz now, so he's rolling out. You've got to have containment on both sides, mainly to Montana's right.
It is a third and goal at the 5 now. Hill in the backfield with Anders. The throw. Incomplete, but a flag is down. Chris Penn, the intended receiver.
It's against offensive pass interference against Kansas City. Offensive pass, obviously it's against Kansas City. It's offense. Here we go.
Pass interference. Number 83 offense. Penalties declined. Brings up 4th down.
David Hughes. You know the problem? Now the problem for not kicking that extra point, Marvin, going for 2 now, is if Kansas City Chiefs, if they make the field goal, that means the Browns must get a touchdown, or at least 2 field goals, because 1 would have tied it. Now they're going to be 4 points down if he makes his field goal.
Yeah, this is a 23-yard attempt for Lynn Elliott, who has had an outstanding season, 17 of 20 for Elliott. And puts it through. That's 9 in a row for Elliott. So the fumble by Horde led to 3. Kansas City has a 10-6 lead. Kansas City, Lynn Elliott getting set to kick it off. Metcalf has returned 1, and Baldwin has returned 1, but they've been held in check. A 22-yard return and a 19-yard return for this explosive duo. Baldwin comes in averaging 30 yards per return to lead the NFL. And Metcalf lets it carry out of bounds.
They'll get the ball at the 35-yard line.
But the Chiefs do not mind that. It does prevent the dangerous return. Things have become very testy here in the 3rd quarter.
Well, Benny Thompson is given some heat because he got cut by the Chiefs.
And did not like the manner in which he was cut. He said that he heard the news via a phone call by Marty Schottenheimer, who said that the Chiefs were looking for a younger version of Benny Thompson. And they came up with Doug Terry, who's done a nice job. But Bill Belichick's concern was that Thompson could come into today a little hyper, a little over-anxious.
Well, he's been running around. I said 35-yard line. Excuse me, it's the 40-yard line. It becomes 30 yards away from the kick is what happens. That's the rule if it goes out of bounds.
Bill Belichick has used 2 quarterbacks. He started with Rypien, went to Testaverde. Rypien is back in there. And on 1st down, he throws a bullet for a completion. It's only his 3rd, connecting with Horde. Let's check in once again with Greg Gumbel. Greg?
All right, Marv, Three River Stadium in Pittsburgh from 10 yards out. Barry Foster picks his way through the defense for the touchdown. First offensive touchdown for the Steelers in 13 quarters, 8.5 to play. The Steelers lead Miami 13-10. Marv?
All right, Greg, we're just under 5 minutes remaining in this 3rd quarter. Pittsburgh Steelers trailing the Cleveland Browns by only 1 game. Browns 8-2. Steelers 7-3. Rypien goes sideline and again has Horde for a 1st down. So Rypien is now 4 for 13. Derek Thomas on the coverage. A look at the best records in the AFC. Now San Diego has taken both meetings against Cleveland. So they have the tiebreaker. San Diego with a record of 8-2.
San Diego has won both meetings.
I should say against Kansas City.
Yeah.
So they would have the tiebreaker if it gets that far. Kansas City at 6-4. Horde breaking tackles. Beautiful run by Leroy Horde to pick up a 1st down.
It made Leroy Horde mad. Now that's 2 pass receptions from Rypien, and then a running play for a 1st down. Leroy Horde is taking charge. Now he goes off. Byner comes on.
And Leroy Horde with 48 yards on the ground, 4 catches for 35 yards. Cleveland still has not completed a pass to a wide receiver. And it's a 1st down at the 37. Look out. Rypien goes sidelines and has his first reception with the wide receiver, Michael Jackson. Tackled by Jay Taylor, and that is good for 22.
I get the feeling maybe Kansas City forgot about him. All these wide receivers, he hadn't caught a pass all day. Now here comes Michael Jackson. But again, it starts with the protection. Watch the pocket protection that Rypien has here. He just steps up in as Michael Jackson goes down, runs off the defensive back, and comes up and makes the play. Defensive back, Jay Taylor, number 27.
And a 1st down at the 15. Carrier is to the left and Jackson to the right. Rypien for Jackson. And Jackson trying to get it in. He did. Touchdown.
Boy, is this a great play by Michael Jackson. He's tackled at the 1-yard line, but before he hits the ground, he's got enough sense to just take the ball back over his head, and as long as the ball breaks the plane of the goal line and you're not down any part of your body, it's touchdown.
That was a basketball reverse move by Michael Jackson.
Art says one's good. One'll be nice.
15-yard touchdown reception. So the Browns with a 12-10 lead, 5 plays, 60 yards in 2 minutes and 24 seconds. Matt Stover with the extra point. So the Cleveland Browns have taken a 3-point lead.
Michael Jackson, I mean, just Rypien goes to him twice, 3 times the binder. But here's our guy right here. And watch at the end of this play. We'll stop it and show you when he's tackled. Here comes Jackson. He goes, just comes underneath, almost like a pickoff play. Once we get to here, now he's hit again, and he's turned. Now, but watch what he does with the ball. Over his head now, across the goal line. This official right here sees it, calls touchdown. All right, there's a little bit closer shot of it now with Michael Jackson. Watch what he does. He's hit here, and he's going to hit. He's backwards. Now, hold it right here, guys. Here's where he reaches it over the top. Right there, and it's not down on the ground. That's the important part. This part of his body is not touching. If that isn't touching, he's still active. Boom. Michael.
Second catch of the day for Michael Jackson. Missed 7 games because of a hamstring injury. Made his return last week in the game against the Eagles. And Mark Rypien looking sharp here in the third quarter after the bad start.
You know, how many times have you ever seen it? Very rare do you see start at Rypien. He's not doing very well. All right, let's go to Testaverde for a while. He didn't do very well. And then you come back out in the second half and go right back to Rypien.
The Browns take a 13-10 lead on the Chiefs. Stover with the kickoff. Dickerson is deep. And Dickerson will stay in the end zone. He'll bring it out to the 20-yard line with 2:42 remaining in this third quarter. Well, Thanksgiving Day, be sure to make NFL Live part of your holiday at the special starting time, 12 noon Eastern, 9 a.m. on the West Coast. Host Greg Gumbel and our team of Super Bowl champion coaches Mike Ditka and Joe Gibbs, and co-host Ahmad Rashad will keep you updated on all the breaking NFL news prior to the game matching Buffalo and Detroit.
There was no there's no contact on this kickoff, but yet we got a Cleveland Brown guy in the end zone that's down. Oh, you know what that is? Cramps. When they start pulling your toes up and working on your calves, that's cramps.
And while we check it out, it's difficult to tell who the player is. Let's check in with Greg Gumbel.
All right, Marvin, Foxborough, Marion butts up against his old teammates, the Chargers, from a yard out. And the Patriots have a ground game today. With the extra point, New England grabs a 20-10 lead on the Chargers. Under 7 minutes to play in the fourth, Marv.
I tell you, Paul, week to week, it's impossible to figure out what is happening in the NFL. Here's New England in front of San Diego. The injured player is Benny Thompson, the former Chief, the outstanding special teams player for the Cleveland Browns. Guy who plays with much passion.
Goes by the Chiefs huddle and said, "I'll be back, boys. Don't worry about me." It's like I'm going to get a hand. I don't care. But it's just cramps.
2:42 remaining in this third quarter, and the Browns on the 15-yard touchdown pass from Rypien to Jackson have taken a 13-10 lead.
Rypien, he's got to be happy. That fires up the defense.
And Montana back to the ground. Greg Hill finding a hole, brings out to the 23-yard line. Pepper Johnson on the stop.
Greg Hill just got tackled by his own man, Derek Graham. Number 74 is a tackle. He's playing a left tackle. He was blocking, and Hill ran on his legs and tripped.
It'll be a second down and 7. Montana is 17 of 28, 147 yards, 1 touchdown. And he puts it up on second down. interference call. J.J. Burton, played by the rookie corner, Antonio Langham.
They had 2 flags. If you look right over there, you'll see them. There they are. They have 2 flags on the ground, so 2 people called it. Now they just piled up the flags.
Pass interference. Number 38 defense. First down.
Antonio Langham, one of their number 1 draft choices on J.J. Burton. Now watch. See J.J. Burton? He's pushing off. And I'm going to tell you something. I don't call it. If I'm going to call anything, I'm going to call it on the offense. Because J.J. Burton has got his hands all over the defensive back. You're not allowed to do that either.
And that cost 25 yards. That's the defensive coordinator, Nick Saban. Donnell Bennett, rookie from Miami, has carried the ball 5 times today. Anthony Pleasant made the stop, and it brings up a 2nd down and 6.
They're putting so many different combinations. The Chiefs, we're seeing so many different players. Now they go back to Hill and Kimball Anders are in the ball game, and they also bring in Lake Dawson.
Lake Dawson, Chris Penn, Eric Martin, Danny Hughes getting much action today because of the injury suffered by Davis. That's Hill to the outside. And that's the longest run of the game for the Chiefs. Greg Hill goes for 19.
And Greg Hill just said hello to Antonio Langham as he went by him. But watch, everybody gets jammed up inside. Great blocking by the offense. And when you get tied up inside, here's where Antonio Langham, hello, goodbye. But the blocking, when it starts, watch as the right-hand side, they just cave everything inside. When they do that, even Lake Dawson gets an outstanding block on the outside.
So Kansas City first down at the Cleveland 30. And it's Bennett. Good tackle. Able to slip his way for extra yardage. Now Bennett, a very strong, physical inside runner, a 2nd-round draft pick.
Look, there's definitely no hole. It's all blocked up inside, but you've got to get your arms around him. Continuous leg movement by Bennett, and he ends up picking up almost 8 yards on the play.
2nd down and about 2.5. And suddenly the Chiefs running game looking better. Montana throwing a bullet. Martin has the first down.
That is an absolute beautiful pass. I mean, Montana puts this ball where Eric Martin is the only one that can get it. Antonio Langham again is on the coverage. But watch where the ball is thrown down and away. Only guy that can get it is Martin.
4th catch of the day for Martin. 3rd quarter comes. And we're on to the 4th quarter. Kansas City driving. First down at the 13-yard line. Play action. Montana from the roll, throwing end zone. And looked like he threw it away. Derek Walker, the tight end, in the area. And you can see the game clock did not move as this 4th quarter started.
Well, they're trying to give the Chiefs as much time as possible to get back into the ball game. They're only down by 3. There it is. It's moving.
Yes, they're making adjustments now.
I can guarantee you that was not a 2-second play. Well, the official time, folks, we're only joking around here, but the official time is kept on the field. Always.
Penn to the left and Hughes to the right.
It took 7 seconds. Okay.
So Howard Rowe did make the adjustment.
Gonna go Howard.
2nd down and 10 at the 13-yard line. Cleveland Browns at 8-2. They've won 7 of the last 8. Kansas City Chiefs 6-4. They have lost 2 of the last 3 games. And the handoff to Hill. A short pickup, and you hear the reaction from the crowd off that play.
Number 58, Carl Banks. Watch what he does on this play. Now, when Hill comes in, when he grabs his leg, watch him hold on. A little slippery, grabs his leg in. I mean, he finally gave it up. He's got a hold of the leg, and you're not going anywhere. Nice play.
Dawson flanks to the left with his 3rd and 8 at the 11. Montana able to get it away.
Pepper Johnson. Now, this, what do they call him? Pepper Johnson. I mean, he gets all excited. I thought he threw a flag the way he got excited.
But he wanted the sack.
But Pepper Johnson did want the sack. But, I mean, this is what they had to do with Montana. The hurry. They got the blitz on. Michael D. Perry makes a move. And then Pepper Johnson comes free. Doesn't get the sack, but forces him to go for a field goal.
And this will be a 29-yard attempt by Elliott, who in the 3rd quarter hit from 22. So Lynn Elliott, second-year player from Texas Tech, looking to tie it, and does. 10 straight for Elliott, and the game is even at 13. We welcome you back to Arrowhead in Kansas City. Marv Albert with Paul Maguire. The rain is still falling. Kansas City and Cleveland tied at 13 with a minute gone by in the 4th quarter. And here comes Randy Baldwin, who is very dangerous, but the Chiefs have done a good job against the kick return team of the Browns. A flag has been thrown.
Well, there have been a lot of flags on special teams.
And it's against the Browns.
Illegal block on the return. Number 37, receiving team. 10-yard penalty. First down.
All right, here, let's check in with Greg Gumbel.
All right, Marv, in Cincinnati, just after the 2-minute warning, Don Majkowski, 8-yard touchdown pass to Sean Dawkins, and the Colts with a late interception have just about iced the victory over the Bengals, 17-13 with just seconds left in Cincinnati. Marv?
Thank you, Greg. And the crowd trying to bother the Browns play calling as they start out from the 14-yard line.
The penalty was on Benny Thompson.
And Rypien throwing deep, intended for Carrier, who was covered by Taylor. Ball still lots of time remaining. 13:53 to go in this 4th quarter. But as it turns out, and this game is tied at 13, Kansas City and Cleveland were involved in the last tie game played in the NFL. It was back in 1989, a 10-10 tie. They last met in 91, and Cleveland, the Browns won that game. So there has not been a tie since 1989. That's my fact for the afternoon for you.
Thanks a lot. With 13:53 remaining.
I did put that disclaimer in there. The completion to Jackson. Stopped by Carter. So Michael Jackson becoming very prominent in this game. That's his 3rd catch, and he has a first down.
He wants a call on Tracy Simeon, number 54, for the late hit. Now here's Jackson. Carter comes up. Now he's tackled. He's on the ground. But see, that is not a late hit. If he speared him, it's a different story. But he went in with his arms. He didn't. That's not a call.
Picked up 13 and a first down at the 28.
Oh, no.
Another reverse. This time Jackson looking to throw for Carrier. I tell you, Paul, that one looked good. He had him.
I'd play him at quarterback. That was the best pass we've seen all day. I mean, Michael Jackson, he hit Carrier right in the hands with the ball. It looked a little bit like Carrier slowed down. Had he kept going, might have had a touchdown. This is a reverse pass. Stops. Everybody's waiting. Now watch where this ball goes. What a perfect pass he throws. Jackson hit right off his fingertips. Carrier should have caught the ball. He's going to do a Joe Montana, and then he had to pull him down.
Michael Jackson has had success throwing the ball in the past. It started out as a draw, then Horde to the outside, and picks up the first down and is wrestled out. Taken out by Charles Mincy.
Mincy along with Simeon. Mincy had Horde around the head. You know what the interesting thing with Rypien was telling us yesterday, Marv? For big plays, for the Cleveland Browns. In 10 games this season, they're like 1 of 18. They can't make the big play. And by that, we're talking about when a receiver has a defender beat like that last play. Now it's 1 out of 19. He has the defender beaten. They either throw the ball short. They either have a penalty. They either overthrow the ball. They do something to screw it up.
All right, first down at the 41. Biner picked up 3. Stopped by George Jameson. Crowd of 69,121. When you consider the poor weather, it's been raining right throughout the day. That's not bad. Capacity 79,000. So only in the area of 10,000 no-shows. Very loyal fans here in Kansas City.
And it's been raining since yesterday afternoon about 4 o'clock.
2nd and 6, a drive that began back at the 14-yard line. And the pass intercepted. Dale Carter with the interception. Taken down by Michael Jackson. For Carter, his 2nd of the season.
What a heads-up play by Dale Carter.
So Kansas City gets it back.
Here comes Jackson downfield. Watch him. He's going to hook up on Carter. When he hooks up here, the ball's going to go to his left. You see the ball is overthrown. The Carter's deep, and he gets the ball. Carter was beaten. Now, was Jackson supposed to drift inside? That we don't know.
Only the 10th interception this season for the Kansas City Chiefs. And they go right to the ground, and a beautiful run by Greg Hill for a first down. He went for 16, tackled by Antonio Langham.
Boy, now, you know, it's wear and tear now. The offensive line for Kansas City just seems to be taken over. Here it comes. Look at this hole in the middle. Kimbo Landers gets a super block, but actually the man that takes himself out of the play is James Jones, number 96. He takes himself out of the hole. There should have been a linebacker filling, but the offensive line blocked extremely well.
And the Chiefs running game has certainly picked up in the second half. Play action.
Oh, no, they got holding.
And yes, penalty markers down. The pass incomplete, intended for Eric Martin.
Antonio Langham, as Lake Dawson goes by him, Antonio Langham grabbed him by the shoulder pads. This is a holding penalty, and the official way on the outside. Yeah, you got him. Number 38, White. He knows it. Watch this. He's going to reach up and grab with his right arm.
Number 38 on the defense.
Watch it. Not here.
Penalty. First down.
Right here. See him holding?
So a couple of calls on Langham today. Last week in the game against the Eagles, he was called for a pass interference that cost 47 yards. First down at the 41. Montana looking downfield and then shovels it. Donnell Bennett. And another Kansas City first down. Pepper Johnson made the stop. Bennett went for 13.
Don't you love it? I mean, really, don't you love it? When you watch him, and I said it earlier in the game in the first quarter, does he know where everyone is? Now watch this guy. Can we freeze for a second? This guy here is blocking. This is Bennett. He's not in the pattern. Joe Montana's looking downfield. And watch this. He's just going to shovel to him. Hello, here you are. Take this and run. Another 10-yard game.
First down at the 29. Take this and run.
Take this and run, because I'm not going to run with it.
10 and a half to go. Fourth quarter. The game is tied at 13. Again, he says, take this and run. And it's Greg Hill who does the running. Stopped by Burnett. Rob Burnett and James Jones combining.
And they're shuffling in and out defensive linemen. Now, James Jones is going off. Coming on is Dan Footman. Jones goes out. Burnett goes out. Bill Johnson comes back on.
2nd and 5 down at the Cleveland 24. Here's Bennett with a big hole. And a first down. Bennett again. A burst of 14, and Bennett with 7 carries for 34 yards.
Now the blocking on the right side of this line, just take a look at it. They just open up the hole. They contain the defensive linemen and the linebackers. And when you go through a line, and Eric Turner, number 29, is the only guy between you and the goal line, the linebackers and the offensive or defensive linemen are getting blocked. And there's Coach Saban. He is not happy.
First down at the 11 for Montana and the Chiefs. And he goes right back to Bennett. Al Bennett has been a surprise here this afternoon. Got a couple of carries in the first half. And now they're going to him at a steady pace. Stands making the stop on Bennett. And Kansas City has rushed for 128 yards on 29 carries. And they are establishing, obviously, the running game, which makes Montana even more dangerous with play action.
Exactly. Marty Schottenheimer said, try to convince the team, don't let these injuries beat you, and they're not.
2nd and 5 at the 6. And it is Bennett. Stopped by Footman. So the ball is down at the 2. It'll be a 3rd down and 1.
Isn't it amazing, though? Mike Ditka was saying how important this game is to the Kansas City Chiefs. But isn't it amazing, though, Marv, when you have so many people injured, how all the other players collectively get together and they know they have to give 100%, every single one of them.
Well, you see it in every sport. A team can rise despite the many injuries, and we're seeing it here this afternoon. Timeout taken. We'll be right back. 8:01 remaining here in Kansas City. Cleveland and Kansas City tied at 13. And I tell you, Paul, the 2-point conversion that Bill Belichick went for earlier, looming as a major factor.
The question is now, did they fumble it far enough ahead, because they can get a first down if they get the ball inside the 1-yard line. This may bring up 4th down.
Well, the officials still trying to unravel matters and decide who recovered.
Yeah, but where are they going to mark the ball? See, that's the big question.
Well, the indication is that the Chiefs did recover.
Yeah, but where? Oh, they got a flag. P.O. Sangapulatelli.
Yes, he wears number 75. He's one of several Browns and Chiefs involved.
Yeah, well, that'll give an automatic first down. If it's this is not a time to lose your cool.
Stephon Moore also being held away by teammates.
Joe Montana casually hides behind the lineman. Stephon Moore, I don't think, is the man that P.O. I don't know, P.O. Sangapulatelli touched the official or whatever was said, but
it has been a very angry second half. Both teams getting involved in a number of altercations. And they're trying to sort this one out.
We've got a multiple foul, unsportsmanlike conduct, number 75 on a defense. Unsportsmanlike conduct, number 27 on a defense. Penalized half the distance to the goal. First down.
Well, it's Stephon Moore and P.O. Sangapulatelli, both guys. Now the question is, it was a fumble. Where would the ball have been? If they keep their mouth shut, they might have had to kick a field goal. Now you've got 4th and goal at the 1. I mean, 1st and goal at the 1.
And it's the second back coming through, Kimball Anders for the touchdown. And P.O. still upset.
Kimball Anders, they're going straight ahead with this ball. Just handoff. Excellent blocking. Once the ball breaks the plane, it's touchdown. Good call.
Number 37 on the defense. Penalized 15 yards on the kickoff. Touchdown.
Well, that was Benny Thompson, the one-time Chief.
It was 37. I mean, shut your mouth. They're going to throw a flag every time you open your mouth now. I mean, you're not proving anything. Now it's going to be on the kickoff, and instead of it kicking off at the 35, where you have the best kickoff return guy, Baldwin, they'll be kicking the ball off at the 45. That goes out of the end zone.
6-point lead for the Chiefs. And here's Lynn Elliott with the extra point attempt. Maguire put it down. The Chiefs 20 and the Browns 13. 8 plays, 61 yards in 4 minutes and 9 seconds. Remaining in the fourth quarter, and the Chiefs have taken the lead over the Browns 20-13. Lynn Elliott getting set to kick it to the combination of Eric Metcalf and Randy Baldwin. So Kansas City, despite all the injuries, 4 on offense, 4 starters sidelined, 3 on defense, able to put up 20 points. This is a club that has not been able to score in recent weeks. And a good kick by Elliott. Once again, not allowing the return. This Wednesday, Thanksgiving Eve at 8 p.m., that'll be 7 Central, NBC will present a wonderful family special. 15 of the world's outstanding magicians performing the routines that made them famous, like making the space shuttle disappear in broad daylight fall. It's the world's greatest magic with an appearance by Siegfried and Roy. That's Wednesday at 8, 7 Central here on NBC.
The Cleveland Browns would like to see Joe Montana disappear.
For the Browns, starting from their 20, Mark Rypien at quarterback. Rypien couldn't find anybody and slides up at the 24-yard line. That's by Greg Cragen. Well, the Kansas City Chiefs, who held the San Diego Chargers and Natron Means last week to 54 yards, done a nice job here this afternoon against the Cleveland Browns.
The only guy that's really been effective has been Leroy Horde.
2nd and 8. The swing pass. Handled by Horde, and he battles his way for a first down.
I said the only guy that's been effective is Leroy Horde. Isn't he something?
William White and Derek Thomas were able to get him out of bounds, but it was not easy.
Well, he's there. He catches the ball at the 18. Now watch where he ends up. He's hit at the 25, 26, 28, 31, 32, 35, down to the 37. Now that is a great run.
Excellent all-around day for Leroy Horde. Biner, the ball carrier. Leroy Horde did put it on the ground one time, but otherwise he has really done the job. George Jameson made the stop. A pickup of 4. It'll be a 2nd down and 6 at the 40.
Well, the one thing, Metcalf has the touchdown, but one thing that Rypien told us yesterday is we've got to get the ball to Metcalf in a lot of different ways.
Off the pitch. And Ernest Biner is taken out of bounds at the marker by Darren Mickle. Ernest Biner back with the Browns after spending 5 productive seasons with the Redskins. Originally a 10th round draft pick of Cleveland back in 1984. He is a yard short of a first down. It will be a 3rd down and 1 at the 45.
See the guy that was out in front of him that time? Orlando Brown, 6'7", 325 pounds.
Metcalf in motion. And it was Biner slashing, looking for the first down.
You know, you're coming down to 5 minutes to go. You're in your own territory now. Fourth down and about 3/4 of a yard, and the Cleveland Browns look like they are going to go for it.
So Biner came up short. That was their first 3rd and short of the day, and now they have a 4th and short, although Bill Belichick was requesting a measurement.
And they said no. I wonder if Ford will get it. Now in the backfield with him is James Jones, number 96. Defensive lineman.
Let's go 6'2", 290. Penalty flags are thrown.
The Browns move.
First down was picked up by Ford, but Steve Everett wanting an explanation for the flag, as does Mark Rypien.
Rypien should be in there listening, and everyone else get away, because the officials are going to throw a flag on anything now.
Prior to the snap, we got a false start on the left guard. 5-yard penalty. Repeat 4th down.
The left guard would be Doug Dawson. That would be right in here, and we'll watch and see if he does move. Yes, he does. They had a whole bunch of people moving.
And for the Browns, their 13th penalty of the day for 118 yards. Kansas City hit with 7 for 60 yards. 8th punt coming up for Tom Tupa. Oh, Bill Belichick is extremely upset.
Well, I think one of the things he's upset about is he wanted a measurement first to settle everybody down. That was what the measurement for. He knew that he didn't have the first down, but he wanted him to measure it so he can settle his team down. He didn't get that. And then on top of it, moving.
Aiden Hughes is back. He will let it roll. And it does inside the 25-yard line. It's a 35-yard punt. So Kansas City in possession with 4:25 remaining in the 4th quarter, and the Chiefs up by 7.
Everett is really beside himself because, you know, he went after the official, but it wasn't him. It was the left guard. Dawson moved. He's coming out of his shoulder pad.
Steve Everett, who had a very strong rookie season a year ago, making the NFL's all-rookie team, a #1 draft pick last year out of Michigan. He's had injury problems this year. Sat out earlier in the season with a pinched nerve in his shoulder.
How about this Patriots?
New England makes it 2 in a row. Anders, the ball carrier, as a flag is thrown. Patriots defeating the Chargers 23-17.
They keep saying about teams. You know, you kept bringing that up yesterday. We got flags and guys are talking. I'm telling you, these coaches ought to get these players on the sideline and say, hey, look, get away from these officials because they can't wait to throw a flag. I don't blame them. You get in somebody's face and you start talking about their heritage, they're going to throw some flags at you.
Is that what they're discussing?
I would think so.
So New England goes to 5-6, and San Diego at 8-3. The San Diego loss affecting both Cleveland and Kansas City. If the Browns can come from behind and win this one, they would have the best record in the AFC. And the crowd reacting to the San Diego-New England final that has been posted on the board. Kansas City with a win within a game
to the face on the offense. Defense is offsides, offsetting penalties. First down.
Took them all that time to get those offsetting penalties done. You're not going to have anybody happy after this game, I'm going to tell you that. You know, Kansas City be happy if they win it, obviously.
Paul, it's those new NBA hand-checking rules, I think, that have gotten Bill upset.
It's unbelievable.
First down at the 25-yard line. And Greg Hill is stopped by several Browns, led by Rob Burnett. Pick up a 3. It'll be a 2nd down and 7.
These uniforms the guys are wearing today, you don't even clean them, just burn them.
Muddy field right throughout it. Driving rain that began early this morning. It did simmer down, and then once again we have the heavy rain down from the artificial turf to the natural surface here at Arrowhead. Second down play, 2nd and 7, and it's broken up. The pass intended for Eric Martin. Don Griffin with the coverage, and it brings up a 3rd and 7.
Griffin makes a nice play. He knows that he can't get his hands on the ball, but Martin is coming across. Griffin's got a man-to-man, and watch him just reach around and knock the ball down. You know what's amazing? We talked to Michael Dean Perry about getting to Montana. When you look at Montana, look at his uniform. It's the only clean one on the whole field.
And Montana looking at a 3rd down and 7. Kansas City up by 7. That time they did get to Montana. Rob Burnett. Last season, Burnett had 9 sacks. That makes it 6.5 for this year. And for the Browns, their 2nd sack of the day.
Boy, you know, that's that push up front that you were looking for all day long. Number 90 is Burnett. Michael Dean Perry goes up the middle, and watch where Rob Burnett comes from. Michael Dean goes by right up the middle. And there's the sack. I was just talking about Montana's uniform was completely clean till then.
Louis Aguiar getting set to come on.
Trying to see where the wind's blowing.
Timeout was taken by the Browns. So the Browns have 1 timeout remaining.
And the 2-minute warning.
Kansas City has 2 timeouts left.
Bill Belichick is not happy with the officiating this one. Yeah. Well, I guess he just got the answer he wanted.
4th down.
That's when you end up talking to someone, Marv, for a short period of time, and you realize you're alone when you're talking to him because he's not answering you.
Metcalf and Carrier are back. And Aguiar with his 9th punt of the afternoon, looking to angle it. Metcalf. And a flag is thrown.
Kinchin.
38-yard punt and a 13-yard return if it holds up. Tracy Rogers made the tackle.
Number 88, and it really is a dumb play because the man, first of all, wasn't going to be able to tackle Metcalf, and Kinchin saw his number, tried to stop, couldn't.
Post-possession foul. Illegal block on a return. Number 88, 10-yard penalty. 1st down.
Well, Kinchin is right here, folks, and here's where he's going to block from behind. But watching, almost, it looks like he's trying to avoid it. But you see the guy's name. When you see the guy's name, he sees Metcalf. I mean, you don't hit there.
Well, 14 penalties against the Browns for 128 yards. This has been a very long game. Coming up Central Time on 20 minutes past the hour of 3. Chiefs up 20-13. Griffin on a screen for the tight end Kinchin. Able to elude a blocker and has a 1st down. A very nimble move by Brian Kinchin, who was taken down by the free safety William White.
The screen was set up very nicely. They haven't really thrown the ball, I think the 3rd time they've thrown to Kinchin today. And Kinchin makes the play. It was on a screen. What happened is the left guard, Doug Dawson, number 69, was out in front. But as an offensive lineman, you can't be dancing around waiting to block. You've got to go right through with your block because you have a slippery field. The defensive guy is moving. You've got to go through him.
Alexander to the right, but again to the ground. Ford going to his right. Run out by Taylor. Down to 2:38 remaining in the 4th quarter. Clock stop with Ford. Out of bounds. It'll be a 2nd down and 8 at midfield.
Number 77, Orlando Brown, almost tackled McDaniels. Tell him McDaniels. Now he's up here on the top side. Watch this big guy over here. Watch what they do. And then he gets away. He looks back at the official. He grabs. And watch him turn and look at the official after he does it. Oh, I got my hands down. I pushed him down. Please don't call it.
Wally Williams coming in at center for Steve Everett as Horde got the call. Steve Everett going over to the Cleveland sideline, and Wally Williams, second-year man from Florida A&M, wearing number 63, has taken over.
You know, the Browns are moving along like, you know, they've got all day. They're down by 7. They only have one timeout. They're coming up on the 2-minute warning. Here comes Everett back in the ball game. They'll run this one play down, but it's 3rd down and about 4.
And again, the handoff to Horde, and they stop him. So Horde was stopped. 2-minute warning provided. Back in a moment. Well, no choice here. Bill Belichick and the Browns must go for it with 1:58 remaining in the 4th quarter, and a 4th down and 3 at the Kansas City 46. The Chiefs 20 and the Browns 13. Leroy Horde, the lone D-back. Penalty flag is thrown.
The left tackle. Tony Jones moved. The noise is loud. I mean, this you credit this offside to the crowd.
Prior to the snap, 66. False start. 5-yard penalty. Repeat 4th down.
You know, he's not hearing anything. Here's Tony Jones right here. He's really not hearing a whole lot, and you got to go by movement. And he sees the defensive end, Mickle, moving, and then he moves. He's thinking he's coming because the lineman can't hear anything.
It is now a 4th down and 8. And Rypien to throw. Incomplete. Flag thrown. The pass intended for Eric Metcalf, covered by Jay Taylor.
Oh, boy. Jay Taylor, I mean, this, first of all, when you look at this, I don't think this ball was catchable. Now, I know when they're not catchable when they're thrown out of bounds, Marv, but when you look at this ball here, this ball was thrown into the ground.
Pass interference. Number 27 defense. 1st down.
This is really questionable. Now, Schottenheimer's he's mad on his side of the field. Everybody's going crazy. But when you take a look at this, look on the right-hand side of the screen, folks, and you're going to see this throw. Watch where the ball lands. This ball is down and away and out. I mean, he's coming over the top of Metcalf. There was really no chance to catch the ball.
And a huge call to give the Browns a 1st down at the Kansas City 44. 8th penalty called against Kansas City. Rypien over the middle. Well, the intended receiver, Metcalf, was down and nearly caught it while he was on the ground. He was covered by Charles Mincy.
Also, Derek Thomas pushes him off and forces him to the outside. Now watch, Metcalf slips and goes down, and the ball hits him and it almost makes the catch. What a great catch.
2nd and 10 at the 44. Mentioned the 8 penalties by Kansas City, 15 against Cleveland, and they are not a highly penalized team. They average only about 6 penalty calls per game.
I would toss the Horde. Get him outside.
Horde is outside. He's short range, and the pass goes to him. Again, he's able to break a tackle. What a job by Leroy Horde. Darren Mickle keeps him away from picking up the 1st down. Browns have 1 timeout remaining. The clock is running down to 1.5 minutes. It'll be a 3rd down and 2 at the 36-yard line. Horde, 17 carries, 69 yards, and he's caught 6 balls for 57 yards. Rypien looking for Horde on the swing because he couldn't find anyone downfield.
Well, all right, we got another flag, and now I don't know what this is for. Maybe Rypien saying something to the official. But what happened is number 92, Darren Mickle, grabs Horde and will not allow him. And he calls this grounding. This is an absurd call for the simple reason that Horde can't get out because Mickle has him. Number 92 has got a hold of Horde.
Intentional grounding on the quarterback. Lost at 10 yards
This is a terrible, terrible call. We're going to show it to you. Look, here's the guy on the outside. 92. So stop for a second, guys. Mickle. Now here's Ward. Watch what happens. Watch who grabs who. Here's Mickle. He knocks Ward. He knocks Ward off. You can't call intentional grounding on that play. It wasn't intentional. That is a terrible call.
16th penalty against the Browns. It's a 4th and 13 at the Kansas City 47 with 1:16 remaining in the 4th. Rypien was tripped up. The diving catch was made, and a flag is thrown. First of all, was it ruled complete or incomplete?
Well, first of all, it's incomplete. That I'll tell you. But the flag is I mean, this game has lost control. Has lost control. Rypien going down. The pass was dropped.
Good effort, though, by Michael Jackson on the dive, and the penalty being assessed on the Chiefs.
Illegal contact. Number 44 on defense. 5-yard penalty. First down.
Well, they get the first down, an automatic first down on the illegal contact against defensive back Darren Anderson.
Well, it's only a 5-yard penalty, but it's a first down, and that was 4th down situation, Marv. Unbelievable. We've seen 2 4th down penalties thrown now against Kansas City.
Minute 10 remaining. 1st and 10 for Rypien, and he airs it out, throwing deep, and threw it away.
There's one of the things that Rypien was talking about. That's 1 out of 20 now. You got Michael Jackson going down the sideline. He is on Jay Taylor. Michael Jackson has Taylor beaten, and Rypien throws the ball out of bounds. You can see Michael Jackson doesn't even do anything. Here it is here, and these two guys. When he goes upfield, watch what happens. He's got Taylor beaten. Rypien steps up. Now he's by him. Rypien steps up. Look where he throws the ball. Out of bounds. 10 yards out of bounds.
2nd and 10 at the 42. Rypien is 9 of 23, 107 yards. Rypien is taken down. Fumble and fumbles. Kansas City has it. Derek Thomas comes up with the big play.
Well, we got another flag.
First sack of the day by the Chiefs. Combination of Joe Phillips and Derek Thomas getting to the quarterback, Mark Rypien.
I think they just picked up the flag, but here comes Derek Thomas. Rypien, you don't have all day. Jones is on Derek Thomas all by himself, and Rypien gets drilled. The ball comes out. He's going to give Neil Smith a little modified. Well, half Neil.
Not quite going for the seats. And Kansas City will try to run it out. Browns have 1 timeout left. The Chiefs with a 20-13 lead on the Browns. Time running down. We're down to 40 seconds and counting. And the employee owners of Avis salute the game's most valuable player. Derek Thomas is the winner of today's We Try Harder Award. That's Avis, the official rental car of the NFL.
The people are wondering there's a flag on the field by the referee, but all he did was just it fell out of his pants. He's laying there about the 40-yard line, and the people are a little concerned. Now he's going back and pick it up. That's it.
Joe Montana finishes up 19 for 33, 170 yards, 1 touchdown, and the Kansas City Chiefs, who have been up and down in recent weeks, coming in losers of 2 of the last 3, able to defeat the Browns today to move within 1 game of the Chargers, who were beaten by the New England Patriots, and the Browns dropped to 8-3. They had won 7 of the last 8. The final, Kansas City 20, Cleveland 13.